Test.
Where's the fucking... No, Cyrus, post the Eustache.
Oh, I don't have it. You have it, you fucking...
I have to... I will find the Eustache picture right now. Give me a second.
What is this? Why is everyone muted and why can
I
I
love you,
unmute?
Spidey. I love you so much, Spidey.
I like how quiet this VC was, but now that we get to bully Cyrus.
I love Cyrus. I know not a lot of people love Cyrus, including his parents, but Cyrus is a great man. I fucking love Cyrus.
Bro, Cyrus's parents love him. They're just retarded. Don't listen to them.
I love Cyrus. 100,000 subscribers. Whoa! Whoa! Fuck yeah!
Dice has been drinking extensively.
Give this man a promotion. Give him PFC right now. I demand it.
For the Game Boy Advance.
My hands are busy, for fuck's sake. That's...
Dice, give Dice PFC right now. Give Dice PFC.
Download it
Where are my weights? Where are my weights? Where's my barbells?
Don't tweet.
What did I just walk into?
You walked into...
I am going to download Final Fantasy
You're walking into Sybil, but it's a VC.
Listen, here's the thing. They call me Gaius von Balsar, all right? I just grab shit and I just devastate the gym. Who here has been going to the gym? I know Cyrus has been going to the gym. Cyrus has been lifting weights. Cyrus is toned. He's jacked as fuck.
Dice.
Yo, Cyrus, where you at? Where you at on the weights?
I've heard in a while.
Listen, here's the thing. Yeah. Cyrus is a Chad. He's like 6'4" or something, right, Cyrus?
I'm not 6'4". I'm like 6.
But in spirit, you are.
Can we get to
exactly?
Can we get to reading? Can we get to reading the shitty fanfic?
I'm a jet fighter.
I love your knife.
But yeah, oh, for fuck's sake, the bike story. Right. So, for those of you who don't know what the Gallus Gets Potty Trained cinematic universe is. Basically, during the last fanfic reading, we stumbled upon a story called Breaking Barriers. This story, among other things, included Grandpa Gruff making it illegal for anyone in Griffinstone to legally be nice to Gallus. And also was followed by a scene of Grandpa Gruff pulling out a pistol and shooting Gallus. To which Gallus responded by fleeing the scene. Now,
if I recall correctly, it was a shotgun. And it was after being told that he had a present for him.
Now, other than that, this story, we paused that story because someone stumbled upon the written works of the person who wrote Breaking Barriers and noticed that there's an entire universe of these stories. The pinnacle of these stories is a story by the name Gallus Gets Potty Trained, in which it is exactly what it says on the tin. Gallus literally gets potty trained in that story. That's it. It's right on the cover.
Dude, this sounds terrifying.
It was terrifying, but we will, to the fortune of everyone present, not be reading that story today. I'm sure you're all very happy by that. But,
yes.
Unfortunately, we will be continuing Breaking Barriers where we left off all those months ago.
Okay, cool.
That is the intro to this. But before we begin that, I would like to thank and sponsor Raid Shadow Legends, NordVPN, Bridge Wallet, Manscaping.
Somebody say Raid.
Let's go, Raid Shadow Legends! Oh, fucking Nightmare Moon, fucking champion now.
How did the server become more cancerous now?
It should be more. How did you convince 50 people to sit in a voice chat muted?
I don't know. I didn't convince them. I told them this was
it's called the magic of Cyrus.
This was an open fucking thing. I'm completely...
you voluntarily showed up like a bunch of assholes.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. If you want to talk, you're free to talk. Ask questions, whatever the fuck you want. I'm not some Discord moderator who fucks children behind the schoolyard. So
How descriptive is this fan fiction?
I remember it being fairly shit, but there is another fanfic that I kind of wanted to read for this one, written by a libertarian. The issue is, much like many things written by libertarians, it's way too long. It has like 20,000 words per chapter.
Jesus.
Was this the War and Peace of potty play fetishes?
No, it's like some story about like a guy doing interdimensional travel, but he's a pony and he also hates communism.
Ah, yes.
The peak of libertarian literature.
It is the fountainhead of MLP libertarian fanfiction, if you will. This man.
Also, I think. No, sorry. Finish what you were going to say about libertarian literature first.
I'm trying to like get into the mood with this with a fucking cigar.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think it's worth just thanking everyone here for getting this mod this far. You're all part of this community, and it's kind of fucking mind-blowing for someone. I haven't been here like as long as Cyrus, but I've been here for almost 3 years now, and it's kind of just insane to see what this place and this mod has become. So thank you all for being, great community members. Generally pretty positive. You're all autists sometimes, but like generally pretty positive. Generally very nice community. I kind of did this on the fly, so it sounds really shit, but like, just thank you all for, sticking with us and being supportive of what we do.
Kingston's not very good at improvisation, so I'll reword it a bit.
I love you, Kingston!
Point is, EAW has been, a lot more successful than Scroop could ever imagine, and quite frankly, as I could have ever imagined after like 4 years. In all honesty, this community, I've seen like many developers, many community members, many friends even leave and join, and I met some fairly cool people, but at the end of the day, I never really thought that we would get this far, so I have to thank everyone present here, and I have to thank you for bearing through with this stupid fucking intro, plus the thing that I'm going to unleash upon you very shortly.
So you're telling me this.
I've read some rancid shit into voice chats. SS and Equestria Gallus gets potty trained, let loose the Griffins of War. You should praise God if you don't know what let loose the Griffins of War is. That one I'm not going to post here because it technically we're breaking the rules, but if you want it, I'll send it to you in DMs later.
Send it to it.
I'll send it afterwards. But yeah, before we begin with the story reading, the first segment of this is in fact answering questions about the history of the mod and the mod's development, as well as discussing Zebrick, etc., etc. So, if you have any questions, let's set aside like 30 minutes for it or something along those lines. If no one has any questions, we'll jump right into the development. The fucking mod reading, the fucking reading.
Yeah.
Just as a note, it's 2 a.m. and I might fall asleep midway.
Okay, have fun, Knife. Get some good sleep.
All right, so Congo. All right, so this one's a good question. Basically, the thing is, I'm not going to mince any words here because we're all fucking adults, I hope. The Hoi 4 community is really fucking edgy. Like, the Hoi 4 community really fucking goddamn edgy, and we had such a ridiculous amount of people request shit such as the Scramble for Zebrica, or the Congo Free State, or various other colonial whatever bullshit. So we just decided, anyone who asks about it is automatically not worth paying attention to because, why not? Why would we just, if you want your suggestions to be taken more seriously, make more serious suggestions. It's basically.
Yeah. And anyone who's genuinely like, yeah, you should put the Belgian Congo Free State in EAW is effectively like a child, like mentally a child.
You don't need to insult. You don't need to insult the people. I don't need a chorus to explain this. It's just we're going to be fairly chill here. No point in insulting anyone. So just feel free to ask questions and whatnot. When did I get involved in the development of VAW? So all right. So the popular story or the popular myth is that I got into the development of this mod after visiting the tomb of Juan Francisco Franco during a trip to Barcelona. While that does hold some merit, that is not also entirely true. Now, I got into this mod by sheer accident. In fact, I initially briefly, like very briefly, worked on Kaiserreich, where I was working on Illyria. Now, when it comes to Illyria, it was a bit of a shit show considering the development team consisted of a Turk, a Serbian from Republika Srpska, Bosniak from Sarajevo, and a Croat from Herzegovina, and a Croat from Dalmatia. As you can imagine, this was not a very conductive team to the work on anything on, really. It was a shit show. In any case, eventually the team lead, that being the Turkish guy, left. And just if you're wondering, I'm lighting up my cigar because I'm kind of running out of fucking gas on this. So in whichever case, eventually I just left, and a day afterwards, out of sheer curiosity, I was looking at one of my favorite fanfiction authors, a fellow by the name of Duskquill, who is, I would recommend reading his stories. They don't deserve to be here because they are genuinely good. If you want to see the origins of a bunch of EAW Griffin stuff, I would recommend reading Duskquill's stories. But that's a tangent. Now, I wanted to check his profile to see if he had been online because he had been missing for years at that point. He wasn't. So I checked our mutual groups, and I checked this World War II, this World War II fanfiction group, and I just on chance see someone discussing EAW, literally, I'm not kidding here, a day after it was released. I was feeling fairly down on myself, and I said, you know what? I remember being a big fan of MLP, but it got me through some tough times. I want to help those people. So I join, I help out, I basically I didn't join the team actually. I fucking plug walked in, I started working on Nova Graphonia, and then gave my code to this group, which is how I was added onto the team. Now, funnily enough, at the time, I wasn't even given the rank of major. I was given the rank of little helper, which would today be the equivalent of the senior scripter. The very first major outside of
oh my god.
Yeah.
Wait, Cyrus, look at what you just got pinged with.
Yes, dude.
Oh, that's Knife's comment. Ignore it. But yeah, point is, Point is, back in the day we had this major called Lumi, and Lumi's only contribution was the original Yakistan OB, which crashed the game. And eventually he did leave the team after a couple of arguments with Sodi, who I believe was the third major, who I believe was the fourth major. So I technically would have been the third major, Sodi the fourth major, Yardlin the fifth, and then you have Federus, who would have been the sixth. In whichever case, this was very interesting. But basically, for a while, I was actually 50-50 on whether I would stay on the EAW. And this was roughly around the time where I was going to Barcelona on a school trip. Now, this school trip was exceptionally depressing and made me I don't want to say suicidal because that's saying too much. It just made me feel very bad about myself. Primarily because, and this is a very stupid fucking reason, that we had been promised that we would be able to go to a nightclub, and then our fucking professors told us that we wouldn't be able to go to the nightclub. So after having my first sexual encounter with a girl who was in a similar situation as I was still feeling kind of depressed. And I decided because the tomb of Franco was so close, I was going to buy a bus ticket and visit it, which is where I contemplated my life and decided that I was, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to work on EAW. And that is the story of how I joined and remained on the team. Now then, any questions about that one? Because I know that's That's a fucking emotional roller coaster.
Actually, when did this happen? Like, what year it was?
I believe this was 2017 when I was at the Barcelona.
What version of it? What version was the mod back then?
Can't even remember anymore.
That would have been
I think it was 0.4.
Yeah, it would have been like. Yeah, it was before the Griffonia release. I know that.
It was before the Griffonia release. And this was back when we still only had Equus.
That's early.
Man, you had like a full philosophical awakening before you joined. I just, I don't know. I started climbing the chain because I joined with the wiki, and then every time someone was like saying, "Oh, we need more XYZ," I was like, I could do that, and so it went wiki, tester, writer, and then I accidentally helped found the Reddit.
Oh yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't read the Reddit. I mean, I do occasionally go there to complain on people's stupid ideas, but no idea is stupid. It's just how we word it.
Cyrus, so 4 times in the last day and a half, this one guy has commented Macawia on the dev diary. It was Macawia, ? Macavia, ? Weird Portuguese translation of Macawia, ? History of Macawia, ? And I don't know what is wrong with him. He won't stop commenting Macawia.
I think he's just very enthusiastic.
Kingston.
He's Brazilian, clearly.
Yes,
the Brazilian nationalist.
Kingston, can I just explain for a moment?
Sure.
That sort of thing is termed a brick joke, and it's a comedy device where if you say something often enough, it becomes funny. Like engineer gaming.
I finally just responded to him and said, like, dude, this is a cult of a dev diary. I don't know what you want from me. Because honestly, if someone like
and just respond with engineer gaming.
My personal favorite thing with the old development is you can very clearly see my fucking political phases as a teenager with no fucking social life. Like if you look through them, and it's and to this day, it's one of those things that kind of makes me smile. Like, and I used to think it was cringy as fuck, but now when I look at it, I'm just like, wow, I was a fucking retard.
Well, what phase was Yiddish Nova Griffonia?
I mean, I don't know. I just decided, you know what, Yiddish is a combination of German, Hebrew, and Slavic languages. So let's make it Yiddish.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Plus, I really like Yiddish music.
Actually, what language is used in the Casa?
In Casa, it uses
Cap Verdean Creole.
Yeah, Cape Verdean Portuguese Creole.
So far that it's some kind of Creole, basically.
It is essentially a mixture of Portuguese, English, and French.
Isn't
engineer gaming?
Isn't the whole idea behind Casa Free State as something as a Creole state, like?
Well, it's
Haiti, for example.
I can explain the whole process of how Casa was created. Basically, me and Kofido are very much Game of Thrones, or A Song of Ice and Fire nerds. And at one point, I got very annoyed that the old Casa content, which that being Nicoyamasi, the pirate state that used to be on Casa's soil before it was replaced.
Oh.
And we discussed that, you know what, maybe we could replace it with something based off of Bravos, which in the old Song of Ice and Fire is this very powerful merchant city that functions on the principle that they are very much against slavery, which makes them unique in comparison to all of their neighbors in the free cities, which are pro-slavery. And, the concept of Casa was then further developed by Kofido, who truly fleshed it out and made a really great thing.
Oh, all right. Thanks for explaining that.
Yeah, long story short, nation of freed slaves from cultage that arrived and then integrated with local populations, forming this hybrid culture that was basically the culture formed around their ideals of freedom, basically.
So yeah, there are some similarities with Haiti, definitely, but there are also things very unique to Casa itself.
And
Haiti has a very troubled history, though. So
yeah, we don't like the comparison to Haiti because of some of the negative associations that comes with it.
I am Polish, so Haiti is like only. I'm a Polish person, so for me, Haiti is like exclusively positive in a spirit of its nation. Because for me,
that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like yeah. Like how I see Haiti is basically a small and humble country which was once made up from almost exclusively slaves who broke their shackles and fought their freedom against much stronger and superior enemy. And first thing that comes to my mind when somebody says Haiti is freedom, liberty, stuff like this. So that's why I compare it to Haiti. No negative associations with that. I mean, the positive aspects of Haiti and Haitian culture.
No, that's complete. To be fair, Haiti is extremely interesting culturally speaking. I'll get into that. Also, thank you very much, Tiger. I appreciate your appreciation for fucking as stupid as that sounds.
Thanks.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
Yes.
If I remember correctly, the Haitian government also once called Polish people the black people of Europe for, of course, how they were treated by their neighbors, Austria, Prussia, Russia, and so on.
Yeah, they used the word that is now considered quite offensive, but yeah, they called us a white black people of Europe, basically, because how we were abused by, you know how it was.
Personally, my interest in Haiti came when I started learning about voodoo because it's something I had an interest in, but that's beside the point. Now, many other development questions.
Engineer gaming.
Who keeps playing that?
What's happening with the northern tribes?
What?
What's happening with the northern tribes?
Oh boy.
So back in the good old days, we had this one developer called Harbinger. Harbinger, very interesting fellow. We tried to get him to interact with people, but he outright refused. So like we tried like in every possible way. I'm not saying like we tried it like in a half-assed way, in the same way that Activision Blizzard tries to deal with sexual harassment. We tried everything in our power to get this dude to communicate with the rest of the fucking team, but he just kept on refusing to interact with anyone. And no one knew what the fuck was happening in the Northern Tribes. And whenever someone would look into it, they'd see that the fucking Northern Tribes Git branch had edited every single file in the fucking mod because this guy had added an entire fucking winter mechanic to the mod.
The sheer scale of these stuff, a winter mechanic, literally, like he went in and changed so much stuff. He added a basically a season system where during the winter certain waters would get weird modifiers and become unnavigable. He added icebreaker ships and stuff like that, which in theory is actually very interesting, but he did it in such a way that he screwed up everything that had been added to the mod between when he started and when he finished, because he never confirmed any of this with anyone. No one knew this was happening. And if we were to try and combine that branch into master, or like the main mod, it would break everything. And by the time he left the team, and Professional Horse and a few other people tried to straighten out his entire branch, it was concluded that it could never reasonably be integrated into the mod because of how much stuff he changed and just how much he had done. Like he edited balance related to the Great War, which no one, like that was not something he was ever working on, but he changed equestrian and changeling content, which, entirely separate continent, had nothing to do with Northern Tribes, but he just did it anyway.
But yeah, basically, by the end of it, the major...
Honestly, that's fascinating, and
The majors basically concluded that he wasn't working on the mod as much as he was working in an officially sanctioned submod. So after a bit of discussion, we booted him off the team, and that was the end of the story, basically. Like there was no bad blood there. We just removed him because at the end of the day, he basically was not working on the mod. He was like making what amount of his own.
And what with the Red League and Arcturian Order and Vedina and I heard that those countries and some others were created with one guy. What with this guy? Because the things he created are in some way unique, interesting, but not very well done.
You're talking about Dread League and Vedina, right?
Yes, and everything created by that guy.
So I can elaborate on it. Basically, we used to, back in the good old days, I believe this was 2017, 2018, we had this one developer called the Zealous One. Now, he was, as much as he is a bit of an internal joke on the dev team these days because he was, at the time, he was a very talented coder. Let's not, mince words about that. The thing was, he had never actually played Toy 4. Now, other than this, he also, he was good. He was not nearly as good as he claimed he was, right? Like, I remember there being a bit of celebration of his infamous, Vittenland smart AI system, which was basically just like a system of country flags.
It worked. It wasn't advanced or complicated, but it did actually do pretty well what it intended to.
Again, just let me finish. And then you have the Dread League and the Arcturian Order. Now they have a bit of a troubled development, as contrary to popular belief, DZO did not make them. Now, Arcturian Order and the Dread League, they were initially conceptualized by a fellow who is unfortunately no longer on this server. I can't even remember his name. I believe it wasn't Orion. It was another British man who sounded suspiciously like Sargon of Akkad.
It was Mason. Yes, it was Mason, I remember.
Yes, thank you. It was Mason. It was Mason. Thank you, Flying Bad. It was, thank you, or my greatest ally. Mason conceptualized them essentially as I want to say it was like a mitzvah internal story. They're cut off from the rest of the world. Now, Mason, he wasn't a developer, and he had no intention of being a developer, but he has actually left a major impact on the mod in a couple of weird ways. Mason is the reason, for example, why Blue Blood and Tempest Shadow are in the mod, because he initially commissioned their portraits from script when the movie came out, because he was a big fan of the movie. Now, this idea of the Arcturian Order and the Dread League was eventually picked up by a fellow by the name of Wilson. And Wilson was... he has the dubious honor of being one of the few people we ever booted off the team purely because he was that bad at the development. He wasn't prone to drama. He just fucking sucked at development. That was it. Anything he did or tried to do just didn't work. That he was basically a glorified ideas guy by the end of it. And I remember when we were initially conceptualizing Zebrica, he basically tried making his OCs like the emperors of these two big countries in Zebrica, Blackstone Empire and something else, with such names as Alicorn with the name Joe. And this was all unironic. This wasn't a fucking joke.
Oh god.
Now, in whichever case, I'm telling you all of this because you need to understand that this man was the person who conceptualized the lore behind the Arcturian Order and the Dread League.
All right. Now it all makes sense.
No, wait, we're not even done. Now we have TZO, who I do not believe has had a creative thought in his entire life. I don't think that man is capable of creativity because he genuinely... it's kind of like talking to a robot. You tell him to do something, he would do it, and he would do it in the most straightforward way possible. So now we combine these two people together.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's now clearly understandable.
Now combine these two people together, and you get the Dread League and the Arcturian Order.
And Actually, people are constantly asking Zebrika when. So like Zebrika when, but I mean that in a detailed, serious way, like at which moment in development are you, and will the Zebrika be released even in this year or not?
I doubt we'll release this year, and I'll explain why. IRL obligations. First and foremost, I'm entering my third year of university this year. I'm preparing to study Arabic, and I'm also doing a shit that I'm like trying to desperately lose weight because of knee problems that are chronic in my family. Now, you may be wondering, why does the entire development of Zebrika hinge on one person? I'll simply state that I just do the most amount of work in terms of like focus design. Like,
we get.
I can't promise anything. I don't work particularly slowly, but at the end of the day, we do still have a decent amount of content to make. But I would say that Zebrika is, well, at this point, at an alpha state. Like Zebrika, we could theoretically release it tomorrow, but it would be an empty fucking continent. It would have nothing. If you get what I mean. Hence why we are now focusing on Northern Zebrika. As we currently have, we have currently finished Europe there. I'm just making like some additional content because I can. Winggarden is missing one path, and that's like a country that has around 300 to 400 focuses plus some 150 events or something along those lines. For a one-stat minor, just so I understand the sheer amount of quality we're putting into here.
Oh.
Then you have Koltova, which is another minor nation, which also acts as a vehicle for some of the more interesting Coltogenian paths, Koltova being a major. And Hippogriffia, which is progressing quite nicely. Like I would say they are about 70% done at this point. Basically, Northern Zebrika had a bit of a trouble development, but we are getting there, and once it's ready, it'll be released. Like, again, we could release Zebrika tomorrow, but at the end of the day, what's the point? It have no fucking content.
So it's like Mona, like alpha state Mona. Technically, it exists and could be released, but practically, it has nothing state, right?
Well, not practically nothing. Again, a large chunk of the work on Northern Zebrika is actually done and finished. It's just the localization, the graphics, etc., etc.
Oh, I understand.
Lock is always a big time taking too.
Can we what is happening actually with technologies? Will be there some technology who work with the release of Zebrika?
We will receive a bit of like fine-tuning, I suppose. You will also get to see the Zebra Race Tech 3 and the Hippogriff Race Tech 3 because, again, we're working primarily on Zebrika. And we might adjust the Tier 3 because we now have to account for the Hindians as well.
Oh, it's a good thing to ask, I think. I wonder, of course, in longer term, do you plan to eventually have every race their own racial technological tree, or not really?
EAW's policy has always been that eventually everything will have content, and I do not
get it.
It's going to take a while.
What is this about?
It's definitely going to take fucking ages, but at the end of the day, our promise is eventually everything will.
All right, I get it. Thank you.
That has been our mission statement since 2017, and I'll fucking die before I let that happen, before I let that change.
Can we expect winter mechanic someday?
No.
Absolutely not.
You can't. Go away. Be gone.
Maybe a slightly more general question. Which countries decide to be like how you say like who's the major power or something? Like for example, in Griffonia, like some people like Aquila, the empires are blah blah blah, who like the big boys, they get to conquer the most of the land.
So
was the people be like a battle royale of minor powers? Just complete chaos.
I'm going to use the terminology that everyone here can understand. Zebrika can mostly be seen as a collection of Russia's with TNO. You have regions, they fight it out, and there's regional conflicts. There won't be a single path that conquers all of Zebrika because Zebrika is literally larger than Griffonia and Equus combined. So, yeah. Also, for someone who said Australia, there will be Australia in the mod. The Romans, they will be conquering the southeastern Zebraca, and the Romans refer to the zebras of that region as Australians because they live in.
Wow.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, because in Latin, Australis is a solve, right, or something like this. Terra Australis.
Yes, they will refer to it as Australia, and the zebras living there as Australians.
Speaking of regional buffets, I guess like for a very close Hearthland experience, that will be the Great Lakes update for Zebraca, which will likely come after North Zebraca, I guess.
Yeah.
So, what would be if you think the general power level be with Zebraca and stuff like that around? Like, more like
Depends entirely on the region. Some regions are like even more civilized and more like developed than Griffonia, for example.
Obviously, like Azir's probably less developed than like Cultish or something.
So if you're talking about like general power level, Saddle Arabia starts in the Civil War, but it's a fully modern society. Cultich is industrializing, but has the capacity to be very powerful. Curia is just coming out of the silence, but if they, fully reform, fully industrialize, come out of the silence, they will also be extraordinarily powerful. A united Hindia will be.
I would prefer you don't talk about Curia without Jasper being here because that is his area of development, and I don't know what you're allowed to talk about and what you aren't. So please.
All right, that is true. United Hindia will also be strong, and then whoever comes out in Cyrus's southeast battle royale thingy, I assume, will be quite strong.
History of the Harmonious Changelings. So they came in one day, made a tree, and that is it. I don't know what to tell you. That is literally how the Harmonious Changelings were made.
What are your favorite countries?
My favorite countries now, here's the thing. I have worked in so many countries that I don't like saying my own shit, right? But the issue is I've worked on so many countries in EAW that I genuinely forget exactly what I worked on. So
I don't mean only the countries you worked on.
It's quite understandable to forget about what you exactly did. I remember I'd had the same issue when I was working on Godspeed, A Flame for Winter. I had exactly the same issue because I was working at the same time on Eastern Europe and on China, and I totally forgot which things were which for country. And you know what? I totally get you, dude. Yeah, I totally get you.
I will say like the one that I enjoyed the most out of that. Like, this is an actual difficult question, so I'm trying to think of an answer. Give me a bit. Yeah, this is fucking doozy, isn't it? In terms of concept, the one I like the most is New Maryland. In terms of gameplay, the one I actually like enjoyed the most has to be the Changeling Lands. I do actually really like Back to Versalia. I don't talk about that, but I do actually really like it. I like a good story every once in a while, even though I do have a very utilitarian thought process when it comes to development. Like, usually I just go with, you know what, there's no point in having something that doesn't do something, which is something that you've seen if you played any of my trees, like let's say the fucking Draconian Republic, etc., etc. As for intercontinental wars in Zebraca, the primary reason why we're focusing on Northern Zebraca is because all of them can technically engage in intercontinental warfare. Like, all of them. Pretty much every major nation in Northern Zebraca can engage in intercontinental warfare to a certain degree.
How much though? Like, I know, like, what's the likelihood, for example, like, I don't know, Cultish going north or something and like fucking up Wingbody because they felt like it.
Can you repeat that?
I'm sorry. How likely is that? Like, will it just be like? Will it be like a random off possibility in the focus tree, or will it actually, like, every game, like, try to actually like go
depends entirely, depends on the player, depends on the other continents, depends on pretty much a lot of factors.
So it's very randomized. It's very.
Especially, it depends on the path you take. I don't know if the historical path does that.
Okay, so it's basically like very randomized, and like every game will be something different.
That's our goal, yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, but as for design philosophy, my design philosophy has always been player fun comes first. Like, who the fuck gives a shit about the story if you're playing something that's not fun? It's a very basic development rule, but I really fucking, and this stems from the fact that I really fucking hate Spec Ops: The Line. I cannot describe to you how much I hate the existence of Spec Ops: The Line, and that basically made me have my fucking design philosophy. That is the origin story behind that. My sheer fucking hatred for everything Spec Ops: The Line stands for is driving this fucking mod.
Interesting.
I think that's the most. I think, honestly, I've played Spec Ops: The Line once, and it wasn't really.
Spec Ops: The Line can go suck my dick. Oh, how dare you! How dare you white phosphorus the civilians? You had so many other options. You could have turned off the motherfucker. Pay $20 for a shitty fucking game. If you're gonna lecture me about how I could have spared the civilians from becoming fucking skeletons, you should give me the option to not use the white phosphorus and have a difficult fight. Like, what the fuck? Oh, you could have just turned off. Fuck you. Fucking anyone who defends Spec Ops: The Line is a fucking moron, and I will die on that hill. But yes.
I think that Spec Ops: The Line it wasn't good, it wasn't bad, it was something. It was something after I didn't have anything better to do, so I played it most of the time on the highest possible difficulty, and then I ended it, and then I've seen the ending, and I felt something.
I don't have an issue with Spec Ops: The Line per se. It's like an okay game. Turn off your brain and play it. But I fucking hate that it's become baby's first video essay on video games. Like, oh, you could have just turned off the game instead of like phosphorusing the civilians. Oh, fuck yourself. Yes, we've taken plenty of inspiration from Hoi 4 mods. At the end of the day, the Hoi 4 community takes inspiration from one another every other day, so it's like... I can't remember any concrete examples.
What exactly was inspired by TNO?
A lot of stuff, in all honesty, but that was when I was younger. These days, I don't like making TNO references.
Not a ton of stuff is like directly inspired by TNO, but we've taken a lot of cues. And how many TNO developers have we imported?
I can't.
I would guess that thing that was most likely influenced by TNO is Ordenstadt Hella Queen, right?
No, Ordenstadt Hellquill was mostly because I have... How do I explain this? I really like learning about far-right movements. It's one of those things that genuinely interests me from a psychological perspective, since I have an interest in both psychology and history.
Yes.
So, which is why I, for example, I'm an encyclopedia of knowledge when it comes to the clan. As for Japan, it's already in the mod.
Hive General Yana Chitin, please mute yourself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what that was. Where else? Fucking other questions.
Wait, so are reformists and literally alt-right?
No, the reformists are vaguely inspired by the various strains of thought in the SS. Like, the SS had this really weird obsession with survival of the fittest, which you see in the Ordenstadt Hellquill. But the thing that we directly inspired by, Hellquill was Ordenstadt Hartzland. And that was before I played Burgundy and decided that we should not reference Burgundy because it's horrible. I can't describe how much I hated playing Burgundy. Like, not because it makes you feel bad, it's because it engages in something I personally hate when it comes to storytelling. That being Misery Olympics. Like, you get greeted with the event of like a fucking child being murdered at the start of the game. And after that, who the fuck cares? You already know you're playing a shitty country, and then the next event of some I don't know, French person getting their nuts sacked off and fed to them. Who gives a shit anymore? But eventually become desensitized to it, and you just like stop reading the events because you just kind of don't care.
Since you've just said that paths of the Reformation haiku are inspired by various strands of thoughts in the SS, was the path of the fucking Night Renaissance or whatever, I can't remember the exact name of that group. Was it also, I think, in the SS, like the Night Lords?
The Groverists.
The Grovers, yeah, a lot of SS members had this weird idea that when they would go to the Eastern Front, they would eventually establish like a neo-feudal fucking thing for some reason. Like certain strands of thought within the SS decided that they were just going to turn the Slavs into slaves/serfs, and that they would LARP as feudal overlords.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is a thing that TNO is trying to also represent in their Moscovian rework, if I remember correctly. Which is what I appreciate, because it's one of those aspects of the SS that's often overlooked, because the SS in recent years, especially because of the prevalence of SS apologists, etc., is being described as this elite fucking formation, when realistically speaking, I think they had 3 times the casualties of their Wehrmacht counterparts.
Actually, I'd say that SS was very lot in terms of the quality of the troops.
It was, but in vast majority of the cases, they were genuinely shitter than their Wehrmacht counterparts.
True.
Well, not exact people who weren't exactly fit for combat. Now, where was I?
Cyrus, I have a question. Can you tell us your opinion on what do you think about the seeming overwhelming popularity of the Reformisten and how it reflects on our community as a whole?
I will say this. I will fucking say it straight up. When I designed Hellquill, I purposely made the Reformist not complete another fucking Nazi meme, because, quite frankly, they're a gateway drug into the mod. I can't tell you the amount of people I know in this community who their first playthrough was the Reformisten because they say, "Oh, we can genocide the ponies," and then it spiraled out of control. Like, the Reformisten were specifically designed with that in mind, so I'm not surprised in the slightest. And to be fair, I do kind of regret that decision, but at the same time, it worked. Now, some people come in here and they play.
It makes sense. Like, most people who want to play the mod but don't play the mod because of ponies, and the idea of genociding ponies is usually nice to them. So
no. Here's the thing. Back in the good old days, when I was still writing Fanfiction, like 2000, I can't remember which year. Basically, there is this genre of story called Griffin War stories. And Griffin War stories were sort of a gateway drug into the fandom back in the day, primarily because Griffins were seen as more quote-unquote manly. Like, in most stories, they were these, like, Germanic tribes, these warrior peoples and whatnot. And, they were conquerors, so, they appealed to a certain part of the fandom. And basically, that is what the Reformation tried to channel. Again, I'm talking from personal experience, because that was, in fact, my intro into the fandom, Griffin War story.
Once I've read a Polish fanfiction where Equestria were the equivalent of Germans in the World War II, but they were good. And the enemy was Sombra, who was equivalent of Soviets. And they literally used the Soviet equipment, and the Equestria used the German equipment, and it was weird, and I feel like it was kind of Nazi apologetics. And the fanfiction got really famous, and it was literally printed and distributed as in a book form in some Polish MLP conventions.
Oh my god, I love that. Oh god. But yeah, other than that, any other questions? Because I'm still here and taking them. I don't care how dumb the question is, but yeah, we were already preparing for it. I will be straight up with all of you once no stuff And once No Step Back drops, you can expect basically every single major mod to be down for months. It changes so many things. It adds so many things that pretty much every major mod, with the exception of maybe Kaiserreich, is going to be down for at least a month or two. It's just unavoidable. So get ready to enjoy vanilla for a while.
No.
You can downgrade versions.
Or we can roll back the version.
Yeah, you could.
Go play another game while EAW is down.
I'm gonna maybe I'll get crucified for this. I don't know. I'm gonna publicly say that I'm honestly very excited for No Step Back. It's like, yeah, oh no, it's another Paradox DLC. Why making us pay for features? Whatever. I genuinely think that it's going to be a very positive addition to the game, and that it's probably going to reinvigorate Hoi 4 a bit. It has a lot of really good features.
If I can, I agree with that.
I think that the next DLC is either going to essentially remake the game and make vanilla and the Hoi 4 gameplay actually fun, or it is going to be the biggest catastrophe in the history of Paradox.
I think I'll say Kings.
I'm going to tell you a failed project idea that we had. Basically, when No Step Back came, I was a bit ambivalent towards it. But when I saw the railway guns, I thought they were a really fucking good idea, and I sincerely hope that we can implement this idea. Basically, with No Step Back, if you've seen the railway guns, they look very cool, but if you look into what they actually add on a technical level, they all of a sudden became a lot more cooler. So with the virtue of the railway guns only being able to move with provinces with a railway, that means that all of a sudden you can check for units being able to move through certain provinces. Now that is a massive fucking game changer, even if it doesn't seem as one, because it technically means that you could, for example, have a unit that exclusively moves through mountains, for example, or exclusively through rivers. So you could theoretically have river ships, etc., etc. Now, other than that,
river ships, yes, please.
Other than that, you could theoretically speaking, have these hero units that have supporting powers, kind of like the railway guns. So, for example, you could have
Leopold.
Yeah, I'm not saying that we're going to implement this, but this is just an example. Daybreaker being a hero unit, which you can use to support your troops, for example. Now, I'm sincerely hoping that railway guns are moddable, because it means that we can literally add hero units to the game.
Cyrus,
this is a neat idea.
I hate to do this, okay. On the forums, I think one of the guy who posted the dev diary said that they're fairly hard coded, so we can see what we're gonna do. But
yeah, again, this is just my hope.
Yeah, that's fair.
As for Enschwert asked the question, do you want to try
I feel like that could be in some form circumvented for the sake of hero units. What if we made possible hero units separate technologies, and separate technologies that will be unlocked only by some focuses or events? It would require for the Daybreaker to move by the railroads only, but it would work.
Again, just saying, we don't know any of the details yet. We'll see when it gets there, but I'm sincerely hoping that we can at least make something like Hero Units. As for the other Hoi 4 community, personally, I don't have that much against the general Hoi 4 community. Every community has its shitlords. Hoi 4 is no exception. And if people want to enjoy AAA, I'm not going to gatekeep them. If they don't want to enjoy, they can stick to whatever the fuck they want to play. But I won't shit on a mod for existing or a community for existing. Everyone has their tastes. I know, for example, I've noticed a lot, especially on this server, and this really fucking irks me, is when people discuss TNO, they primarily seem to be insulting it. Personally, I don't like playing TNO. I play TNO, but I think it's not for me. But at the same time, I understand there's people who enjoy it. Same thing with, for example, Kaiser Redux or Standard Kaiserreich, which is apparently a topic that's still somehow relevant. like everyone has what the fuck they enjoy, and I'm not gonna force anyone to enjoy what I enjoy, and that's my entire stance in the general Hoi 4 mod community, and that's it.
What?
I have a question, Cyrus. Are you satisfied about Emperor Haihu path for the Nova Griffonia?
Not really, no.
What with the optimization? Like once the Zabrika will be released, how will the mod work? Will the optimization be significantly worsened?
We're already taking steps to make the lag as manageable as possible. It's inevitable that the mod will become slower, but not by a large degree. I'm sorry that it is bad to some people, but that's just how it is. It's still not going to be as bad as Kaiser Redux or Kaiser Break. I don't know which relevant examples to give you here because I don't have any issues with lag unless I'm playing on my laptop. But there's not going to be that much issue with it.
I just hope that it will still be fast and it will still be faster than Vanilla.
It will that will definitely be the case. At least I hope so. Unless someone makes particularly shitty code.
What do you think about the Balefire Blows?
I like it. I mean, it's no secret that I really like Fallout Equestria. I mean, the world of Fallout Equestria. But that's it, really. I like Balefire Blues. I just think that I just don't like the design decisions of them using Old World Blue style focus trees because I don't like Old World Blue style focus trees. That's it.
I like Balefire Blows because it goes fast, and I like when Hoi 4 goes fast.
All right, but yeah, everyone can have a question. It's an open fucking question in there. You don't need to ask for permission, Yana.
Is there an explanation behind why, can every team member do random for example, the Ecturian Order and the Dread League got some minor GFX upgrades, for example, the Ecturian Order's first focus has got some new GFX.
I don't.
Can random devs just do stuff, or what's the organization of that in general?
Authorization for that.
Yeah, I mean, this was just an example. Also generally speaking.
General fixes, anyone can do it. If it comes to making a new nation, you have to make a proposal, and that's it.
Yeah, for example, stuff like that would be there's can I add that? Yeah, sure. Add to the master branch on GitHub and just.
No, you have to get it approved through appropriate channels, but generally speaking, we'll let bug fixes, general improvements additions to flags with VFX fly. But if you're adding a whole new nation or new focus, actually make a proposal.
Okay then.
Which is the most unhinged, insane, and in some terms funny path in Equestria War?
I genuinely don't have an answer for that one because that one is very subjective. I'll go back to that question. I just want to answer Jata's question. The new style and paranoia mechanic, we're not sure. We don't know how it works, so I can't really tell you anything about the new style and paranoia mechanic.
It looks like simple variables to me.
But I don't know. We don't know how it functions. We don't know what exactly it does. So once it's released, we're going to check it out and we'll see if it can be used. If it can't, no harm done. That's it. As for Pax Solaris, I do think it's a very nice submod. But some people have been even floating the idea of integrating it. But the thing is, it just doesn't fit with the rest of the mod. It's just it's a good submod. It reminds me a lot of Enclave Reborn, which is one of my favorite mods of all time, actually. But much like Enclave Reborn, I think that Pax Solaria would have to be cut up fairly harshly to be actually integrated into the wider mod proper, which is why I'm so against integrating, because I think it would genuinely detract from their experience. If you want to play Pax Solaria, give it a go. Just don't expect us to integrate it, because that would not be of benefit to us, and it would not do justice to the submod itself, which is actually extremely good.
Yeah, I did play it. It is looked at it. It's extremely well made, genuinely.
Is it released?
I think I misspoke. I don't think it's released yet, but from what's been shown off, it does look genuinely well made. It does look genuinely interesting in its own way. But yeah, as Cyrus said, it doesn't fit with the tone of the mod. Like the path where Daybreaker peacefully integrates Stalingrad. That's just not. That's not the right tone for the base mod. But it does by itself genuinely look good.
Where were we? Fuck, other questions. I mean, now, like, I can answer questions for whichever fucking question, just when you're all done, feel free, and we're going to jump into the fanfic. But
excuse me. Can I speak now?
Yeah, you can speak. It's an open fucking question.
Is anyone in here are good at coding? Coding for focuses and stuff like that?
Yes.
Is anyone available for it?
No.
To join my sub? Oh. It's because my sub is lacking a coder, or we're lacking coders.
What sub mod?
Our own sub mod called Change of the Changelings. It's essentially a changeling sub mod for getting alternate paths other than Chrysalis. So you get Gold Muffin, Thorax, Pharynx, and other queens.
Can I be a little bit real here? I'd say you should give it yourself a go. It's not really that hard to do Hoi for Focus trees, and there are plenty of guides, both video and written, for how to do it. It's not an impossibility to learn to do.
I will say this: you could teach a monkey to go.
May I do a recommendation? There's a user called the Iron Workshop, which does excellent way for modding tutorials.
I see.
Yeah, so he's really good. So you can maybe check him out.
Because you'll likely get better off by learning it yourself, and that way drawing others by shown done work, than hoping for someone else to come and help you. As harsh as that sounds.
With a lot of mods. Give me a second. I got a cigar, and then we're gonna.
All right. If I show myself how good I am, other people may join me as well.
Oshi, that was not very appropriate, but yeah, what they said was right. Like the way I got started on Hoi 4 was.
I see. So I had to help myself.
The way I got started in Hoi 4 was just, the Great War mod and how fucking buggy it was. I was like, yeah, I tried fixing some of the bugs. I did fix some of the bugs. I gave Wolferos some of the code. He refused to implement it. Like, for instance, the fucking 1915 Schlieffen plan bypasses if you have a war with France, even though one of its conditions should be you have a war with France. And because the Schlieffen plan focus bypasses when you're at war with France, you can't take the Schlieffen plan and therefore launch it later than it happened historically.
I see. All right, thanks, guys. I just needed my confidence level. I may try to do the focuses on myself, and see if I'm good at it.
If it makes you feel any better, everyone's first focus tree is fucking shit, and you will hate it when you release it. But that's what the self-improvement is all about.
Because so far I've just creating portraits, guys.
I can't speak about the Morrowind SCP Nation because again, that's one of those things we're keeping fairly secret, and the developer for it is not here, so I'm not at liberty to say what exactly is included in that nation.
Even I'm confused about it.
Again, so I would prefer we didn't discuss it, out of respect and all that. But next question.
I got one regarding Federated Parishes as a cameo. When we look at when we look at the tree, there's clearly was going to be some stuff going on with the religion, and the lore makes reference to the local sea god a lot, and it just doesn't seem to really go anywhere in the actual game. So my question really is:
it's one of the issues with it's one of those. Right, so Sycamore is one of those nations with a very troubled development in the sense that it was initially, much like the Minotaurs, proposed by what I would colloquially describe as an ideas guy. And then other people had to fill in, and it's just like that's why some of the plot threads don't really. And yeah. Speaking of which, if you ever join a mod, please don't be an ideas guy. It's just like it's annoying to everyone. It's just like no one likes ideas guys, and in the words of the great Rylock from Kaiserreich, the only way ideas guys redeem themselves is by learning to.
Guys, I have another question.
Yeah.
May I borrow one of your codes within your mod? It's for my submod.
You're making the way that anyone learns the fucking code for this mod is by code. I will say this.
No,
the best way to learn modding is just to copy and paste other people's code until you have enough of your own code to copy paste, and that's it. You don't even need to ask for permission. That's how it works. That's just how it is.
I have this is also true for like actual programming languages like C++, Java, and Python.
I have created a few mods, but really simple mods, mostly more for my personal use, and one submod to Upfrest Moile Deluge that I never released, never really got anywhere with it because I forgot that it existed, but it was just the main. So I just mainly added some cores and tags to a few places. But like modding Hoi 4 isn't really hard. If you're not sure how something works, you can copy a part of some else code and analyze how it works, and then create your own using it as a base.
Fair enough. Yeah.
That's actually a kind of good idea. Not gonna lie.
Other questions?
Have you drank enough water today? It's very important to stay hydrated.
I am currently drinking a mixture of bourbon and cola. Thank you.
Okay.
No fucking shit. The only things in my
I'll drink to that.
The only things in my refrigerator currently are 2 bottles of bourbon, I think 10 cans of Summersby cider, around 15 cans of bolognese sauce, and 2 bottles of water. In case you don't notice, I'm stupid, so just putting it out there.
I would like to ask, when it comes to recruiting new personnel, do you prefer to get totally green newbies in?
These days we prefer most experienced people because at the end of the day, we have had very bad experiences with greens or newbies. See, the thing is, the vast majority of scripters we get basically go in there like they claim they have a couple ideas or something, and then after a week they fall silent and never talk again, and that's it. While experienced coders remain here, help out people, etc., etc. Basically, the issue is that we kind of don't really accept newer coders these days unless they can prove that they've done something relatively notable. As for who we're primarily looking for writers at the moment, and GFX artists. GFX artists, please. Or GFX artists, slide into my DMs. Just give me your GFX. As for merch, like kind of the popular belief, Kaiserreich and Kaisercat Cinema technically aren't affiliated. Like, Kaisercat is inspired by Kaiserreich, but Kaisercat and Kaiserreich are not the same thing. And all the money that Kaisercat makes, it doesn't go to anyone in the Kaiserreich team. It all goes directly to the Kaisercat team. Like, this is a relatively popular misconception when it comes to this, but that's literally it. Like, realistically speaking, Kaiserreich can't, like, sell merch, but Kaiser Cat can. Fucking statement. All right. Other questions? Again, welcome to any question whatsoever, so feel free.
If I may ask, is there any plans to update Granacliff, the small changeling nation?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to speak about that, actually. But
Will Greencliff get a major update, like a new focus or something?
Yes.
Is it confidential? Is it heavily confidential, I assume?
It's not confidential, I just...
the guy who's making it just isn't here, and it would be disrespectful.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you.
I assumed it would be part of the larger Riverland update you meant.
I presume so too, don't you? The alcohol is sitting.
I mean, a question for the Riverland. Is there any specific reasons why the Riverland are getting an update? I mean, I think personally the tree, most of them are rather well done, I think. Is there any particular reason why the Riverlands are getting, like, some more love?
It's because we like the Riverlands.
Oh.
It's simple as that. It's just, like, we like the Riverlands, we like working on it, so we're adding more content to it.
Oh, that's nice.
Again, the thing is, no one on EAW is forced to work on anything. Eventually, every once in a while, we ask for people to help with other immediate projects, but we're never going to force someone to work on a project, and we're never going to, like, actively conscript people to work on the projects or threaten to kick them off if they don't work on a project, etc., etc. It's just a shitty way, and I will say this right now, EAW has a very libertine development culture. Like, you do whatever the fuck you want as long as it fits with the universe.
Unless you try to add winter.
Yes. Again, the issue is, he didn't consult literally anyone on the team, which is, first and foremost, it was what we would colloquially call a dick move. Like, Winter Mechanic would be very cool if it was balanced, etc. So, but, there's technically already this Winter Mechanic in the vanilla Hoi 4. It's literally a part of the game.
So can we expect whether we work for the 2030?
Yes, of course. 2030. Other than that, as for the Riverlands, like the two nations that really need content, there are Ponedane and Diamond Mountain. And Diamond Mountain has some very
What about the Ponedane?
Ponedane, we had some interesting ideas for them, but in the end, I decided I want to work on the both of them. But the issue is, I decided that there are more pressing projects, namely Northern Zebraca and the Thorax rework. And Fabled Griffinstone. God help
What about Adelat? Like, I've seen some teasers for Adelat some time ago, and then
the developer for it had some personal life issues, general burnout, etc., etc. So it's just going to take a while. You have to understand, we don't force anyone to work on some things. People can go on hiatuses, etc., etc. So it's going to take a while to develop certain parts of the mod. I will not feed you. I'm not your mother. I hope I'm not your mother.
What?
Stroop primarily, Stroop is there whenever we're major decisions, etc., etc., especially when it comes to the Stalingrad rework. So he's fairly active, but I don't think it's more or less an open secret. Days I mostly run the parts of the administrative parts of the development team alongside Yard.
Excluding the nations that had trouble development in this mod, is there anything that you would say that you feel like you really could have done better and really want to change but don't have the time for?
Why the fucking no, Australand? Like, that's not even a question. It's fucking Australand.
The one nation that I actually worked on, which is Caterin, there's just so much shit I want to do.
Austuland seems like Austuland has a lot of nice ideas, but no actual content.
I will explain it. Basically, Australand was happening concurrently with the CASA rework or the CASA work, and the issue is that a lot of things changed during that rework. So a lot of Australand had to be changed subsequently, which made it feel very flat. Like, I'm not blaming the CASA rework. I wasn't expecting it to come out for a while. So yeah, basically it sort of fucked over the Austerland work, and that's really it. At the end of the day,
Can we expect new Bayakas Kazini to return in some form?
No, it will never come back. It's just that.
I've run a question. I remember there was something an armored I think Griffin model. What happened to that?
It's still in development. Again, the 3D team is very slowly, but you know.
I mean, yeah, 3D modding is probably a bit harder. Oh, okay, so I thought it just died along the way.
Yeah, again, it's on the way. Currently, if I remember correctly, they are working on the Chiropteran models, which is, it's very nice.
Oh yeah, so it was very nicely done. I wonder what happened to it. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice to hear.
What countries? What countries in Zebrica will have content on the release?
Which country? Zebrica. Just let me fucking remember this. All right, so the entire list. I don't have the mod open in front of me right now, so give me a second. You will have Chiroptera, you will have Wingard and Hippogriffia. If I get to it, Puerto Caballo. On top of that, you also have Koltage and Koltva, Zarantia, potentially Varzena, and Tobak. With the addendum that Koltage is basically 5 countries in one.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
What can we know about Starfather? Tell us about Starfather.
I can't really tell you a lot about it because a lot of it is very secret, and I want to keep it secret. Like, his existence is fine, his general design is fine, but I will not be teasing any of his focuses or anything like, or any of his real events. So it's one of those things you will have to explore when the mod drops, and I expect that a lot of them, that a lot of people will play Starfather as their first game because there is genuinely some astonishingly good stuff there. Like,
was the mask of one of his generals inspired by Dream?
God, why do I have to talk about this? Yes.
That's what the point of the mask is.
Right, so I want to explain this to you. I have a penchant for drinking. I'm not an alcoholic, I swear to God, but I do have a frequency of drinking to calm myself before exams. Now, my university, it has a lot of exams because I am a history major. In whichever case, at one point while studying, can't even remember what I was studying, I accidentally put on the infamous Mask song that Dream made, and then we started memeing about it. And at one point, I just pinged fucking Nider, and I told him, one of these masks, he's going to have the Dream mask, and he took me up on that, and that was it. I'm not Dutch, I'm Croatian. After then it's after the Starfather, the remainder of the Coltwin Paths, and after that, if I have enough time, I'm going to finish Puerto Caballo. Puerto Caballo is going to be one of those minor things. It's basically Pony Cuba. I say minor, but with my minors, it's like 300 focuses. So it's just don't expect it to be that small, to be that big.
May I?
Focus minor, holy.
Can we have the Dev's blessing in calling the Starfather Star Daddy?
I'm not drunk enough for that question. Ask later.
Second follow-up question: When will you drink enough to answer that question?
You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. I'm not ready to make that commitment. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna answer that fucking question.
100 proof whiskey, good or bad?
It's very good. It's like bourbon. It's Jim Beam bourbon.
Once you have enough alcohol in your blood, we will read the Gallus fanfic.
We will write it down. We will not forget.
Oh, I mean, we are definitely going to be doing the fanfic reading, but at the moment it's just like a chat. When you all had enough of my beautiful fucking voice, you can tell me and we can start reading it. Average German man, average Polish man. All right, whatever.
Will there be a femboy country in Equestria?
Will there be a what now?
There already is.
Femboy country.
Cameo.
What?
Femboy country.
Oh, it's called Bakara.
Why Bakara?
Because it's based off of Slovenia, and as everyone knows, especially Ryan, who is in this room, I would hope.
Oi.
Was it Albania?
You're mad disrespecting me right here.
I'm not disrespecting you. I'm just saying, you are a fanboy.
He's just stating facts.
And you're not gonna eat your Lidon cola?
Listen, I'm gonna exile you to one of those islands.
I've already been to those islands. Nothing you can show me that scare me.
I will send you to Margaret's Island.
What, Donkey Island?
Doesn't read right style. Send him to an island. Nuke it.
The Croatian islands, they're a beautiful place until you meet the people.
He's just jealous because he doesn't have any islands of his own.
I'm just jealous because I don't have webbed feet and don't look like my sister. I don't have a sister, but
Will there be any more continents than Zebrica?
No. There won't be. Look, a lot of people, I swear to God, we have a lot of scripters back and they say, "Oh, we want to make a fourth continent," and it's just like, why would you make a fourth continent? Zebrica isn't halfway fucking finished. But we want to make a fourth continent with what? It's going to be an empty fucking continent. Why would you make a continent?
Why not the islands where JPEG can go? I want to do naval autism.
We are eventually going to make the world ocean a lot smaller to represent the fact that the world is a lot smaller, and we are going to eventually add islands to the world ocean, so you can actually sail a boat to the riverlands as the changeling lands, which is actually tying into something about the Thorax rework that I won't be talking about because it's actually something that people will find very amusing when it releases. Now then.
What if Japan in the exact place when there once was the Japan in the water tiles?
Why are you like this? Did your parents never hug you enough?
Yes.
No, it's not an engine issue. It's actually like the Balefar Blues team actually told us how to shrink the sea, so we know how to shrink the world ocean. It's just very tedious.
Cyrus,
actually, when it comes to continent development, do you guys actually consult guys who look at maps professionally and try to make one that has great geography for it, or is this just more like a guesswork thing that's done?
How do we design the maps? All simple. We put whatever the fuck we want on them. That's it. That's the process.
Jesus Christ.
Good.
Fuck professional geographers.
It sure looks like it.
You throw lines on
I
that.
have just opened Equestria 2 and looked at the map and thought about it for a moment and came to a conclusion that geographically it makes no fucking sense.
Yes, because we literally designed it to make look like we wanted it to look like. Fuck geologists.
Yes.
That's it. That's our design.
How was the
geologist, geographist, same thing?
Geologists on suicide watch after seeing the AW map. Just
geographist, not geologist. God damn it.
Geologist, bro.
No, there are volcanoes in EAW. They're just we just don't talk about them because no one likes volcanoes, and we don't have Germany, so we can't make Mordor. That's a joke only a couple of people will get. But anyhow,
will there be Equestria to Crusader King stream on?
it is technically in development, but the Dev Diaries killed it. I'm sorry, we don't have that many 3D modelers, and that is just.
How do you put hooves in a game that has like actually stupidly detailed human models? Like, we need to be professional.
You make a model of a pony and you put it in place of a human. It's Minecraft. It's mind modeling.
Oh, God. Cyrus, not to mention the cats, the giraffes, the hippogriffs.
But yeah, we can't really discuss it anyhow since it's an open secret. The only other EAW project we're working on is Equestria Universalis. Yeah, we are.
What if
Yeah, Equestria Universalis. It's actually fairly far along in the development. Eventually, you will be able to play it.
Now we only need a banner load Equestria Tour mod.
I don't know if I can. Well, I don't work on Equestria Universalis. I mean, I briefly worked on it, but it's just like it's a part of the EAW cinematic universe. If people just like Gallus get spoopy trained, poppy trained.
No, it would be set right before.
We briefly worked on an Imperator mod. Issues and Paradox decided that they were going to pull a bad parent at McDonald's on Imperator and left it in the playpen, and that's it. So, there's no point in it. They just left it in the McDonald's ball pit, and that's it. Fucking Imperator Rome is better than I am.
Equestria Tour Darkest Hour.
Equestria War Darkest Hour, that already exists.
Wait, it does?
Yeah, of course it does.
Where?
Playboy 4. That's it. As for Equestria TNO, take your fucking pick. There's like 5 mods, sub-mods that make Equestria TNO clones, so...
Those Pax Crusalis.
No, just take your fucking pick. There's like 5 sub-mods that are mixing Equestria War and TNO, so, it's just... I believe Horse actually made an Equestria War Civilization 5 map.
How many Equestria War maps are there out there for how many games in total?
I don't fucking know.
Oh.
I just work on Hoi 4 because I'm a smooth-brained ape. What do you expect from me? But where were we? Yeah, any other questions other than that?
May I ask a question?
What?
Here I want to ask a question, if I may. I just didn't want to rush myself into your discussion.
Yeah, what's the question?
Because that boggled me for a moment. Because it is confirmed that the Catarinian Empire will have a focus tree to expand into the Zebrica. I think it was into this cat nation, which is my question is: will there be something like similar with the other countries from the main continents, like changelings or other majors who were basically going to do a scramble for Zebrica?
Give me a second.
Millennial reinvasion of Zebrica.
As well, the scramble part, we can say that there is no scramble for Zebraca type of content.
We're drunk enough for this shit. No, there's no scramble for Zebraca. It's just why? Why does everyone keep asking for the scramble for Zebraca? Jesus Christ, people be just slightly less creative.
No colonization.
It all started with one word: the ziggers.
Based.
I have Bourbon here right with me, and I swear to God, if I was right next to it, I would bash over the fucking head with it.
Yeah, I'd welcome it.
Okay, kinky.
I swear to God, but yeah, the scramble for zebra. Every single fucking we got people who keep suggesting it. We keep saying no, it's not going to happen. Scramble for zebra because not African zebra are not the same things, because it's just they have civilization. Point is, zebra come a bit more advanced than Africa was back in the day, so there's no scramble.
But
to answer your question more seriously, several paths will in fact have options where they wage intercontinental wars against zebra, and some zebra countries will in fact be able to colonize Griffonia. For example, Zarashut's cultage Zanisha can in fact, which is the Dengist cultage, can in fact colonize Kassa.
Will there be a scramble for Griffonia from Zebraca?
No.
Oh.
Will there be a scramble for Equestria from Griffonia?
No.
There can't be a scramble. It's a freaking industrialized age.
Nothing's going to stop you from justifying and doing a world.
Other than that, there is going to be one path on Equus which can in fact conquer Hindia, but that is...
Is that the southern, the cultage?
No, there is one path in Equestria, the continent of Equus, which can conquer Hindia, and that is going to be for the Thorax rework. Now, I won't tell you who will be able to do it, but, some people have heard the rant and probably know.
I thought it will be the Rockefeller.
What?
Yeah, the South is a guy.
Rockefeller.
The fascist guy in the Southern Confederacy. He has a small Zebraca branch, which right now I think
the Zebraca branch in the southern path will be altered primarily because the closest neighbors that he has are Saudi Arabia, which is roughly on the same industrial, economic, and sociological level as Equestria is, which doesn't really.
So people didn't knew the map of Zebraca and its situation in Zebraca when they created that focus.
Yeah, basically, but he's going to be able to conquer the various islands between Equus and Zebraca. And yes, the Saddle Arabia is ruled by the House of Saddle. Yes, it's we are that creatively bankrupt.
What can you tell us about the Saddle Arabia?
Well, it starts in a civil war, and that's it. I'm not going to tell you anything else. Fuck you.
Great.
But jokes aside, Saddle Arabia is probably going to be one of those regions that's going to be really down collectively, primarily because a lot of their content relies on a lot of other content. So now, in terms of, but since someone asked about the Starfather, one of the things I'm looking forward to the most with him is definitely his alchemical system, which is something that has been teased. And I have to say, it is fucking beautiful. It is actual art. I have never seen a better GUI made than by Scars, who deserves all the fucking credit for the GUI. It's fucking beautiful.
Does it have any basis in the actual alchemic theory, or is it just some weird random magic shit?
Technically it has a basis in alchemical theory. One of the things about the Starfather is that he basically applies alchemical principles such as the theory of equivalent exchange to literally running society, for example.
Based.
Will it be useful enough to use it very often? It's not a missed feature, you can go over the Starfather path without using the alchemy.
Yes, you can.
You mean something like how Turkey basically turns the Kurds into a political power farm?
Yeah, basically, but I will say this. Starfather has two endings, the true ending and the not ending. I will not elaborate on how you get the true ending, but it's going to be fairly obvious once.
Oh shit! Here we go again.
I know that you probably won't answer that, but isn't the Starfather in some way inspired by the Carl Gustav Jung?
No, he is not. He is well, technically he is, because he is inspired by Miguel Serrano, who was friends with Jung. So
we need someone inspired by Carl Gustav Jung.
Yeah, fair enough. But the thing is, you're gonna play the Starfather. You're gonna learn a lot of things about how magic works and how you should probably not use magic in certain aspects, and you're gonna learn a lot of things about why you shouldn't like griffins. I don't like griffins personally. I made so many griffin nations, I don't like them anymore. But it's just I don't want to play with you anymore.
Starfather sounds really biased.
The Starfather is very based. He is very based.
What do you think about Vilas Barad?
I know. It's okay. And that's it. I don't really have anything more to say. It's okay.
A flogged dead horse.
When are we going to read the fanfic?
When people stop asking questions. Again, question first, fanfic second. So
I have a question. Why do people keep asking questions?
I want to hear about the Gallus getting potty trained.
No, I don't.
Well, you know what?
Why do you want to hear about
We're not going to do Gallus gets potty trained, because we already did that. But we're going to continue. But we're going to start with what's it called? The breaking barriers, and then we're going to do it from start to finish. I'm going to.
Last question: are you good right now, Cyrus?
I'm perfectly fine. I have never been better in my life.
Will it change once you start reading the fan fiction?
What?
Will that change once you start reading?
I mean, this fanfic is fucking hilarious. In all honesty, unintentionally fucking hilarious. I'm gonna need voice actors for this one.
Oh.
I'm not sure if we start in media res or if we go from the start, because we already did the initial chapters, but many of the people for the initial chapters. And the initial chapters are truly a sight to behold. So
I want to stay at the School of Friendship.
Trust me, this story is fucking art. This story, it speaks to my soul on so many levels. But yeah, let's start, because this is dragging on for too long. I've been talking to random people on the internet for hours. Now then, who wants to volunteer as a voice actor?
Not me.
Well, we've already knew.
Hello there.
When has Obama done anything? Never.
Yeah. Well, what has he
Can I
done?
volunteer?
What has he done? Fucking. I hate Obama.
Exactly.
The fuck does that have to do?
Well, we may as well start it then. In the 4 years that Gallus has spent at the School of Friendship, he has enjoyed every second of his time there. There's so much that he never wants to leave. So when he is forced to graduate and go back to Gryffindor, he falls into a deep depression. However, his luck turns around when he receives a letter from Princess Twiggle Sprinkle and Canterlot with a very special gift just for him. This is partially a rewrite of the life of a changing graduation, but longer and some elements have been changed. Chapter 1. Do I have to graduate? 4 years ago, Princess Twinkle Sprinkle had the idea of opening a friendship school in Ponyville. Despite having a rocky start, her school turned out to become a huge success. Mostly due to the fact that the school wasn't open to one race only. Her school was responsible for creating diversity in Equestria, all thanks to the first pony students. Ocelus the Changeling, Silverstream the Hippogriff, Smolder the Dragon, Yana the Yak, Gandalf the White, and last but certainly not least, Gallus the Griffin. The most changed out of the group. When he first came to the school, he was very rude. But that was because he didn't know what friendship is, and as a result, he grew up around Griffins who were hostile. However, very quickly he started making friends and started being a believer in friendship. So much so that he won award after award, not because of his academic performance, but because he was such a great friend. Yeah, I got God. Oh, fucking, I wish I could get rewards for being such a great friend. Where were we? It was a school where he learned how to read and write and what affection was and how to give affection to others. Gallus loved this school because of all the love he received from his teachers and friends, or what he sees them as, his family. In fact, Gallus loved his school so much he never wanted to leave. Unfortunately, his time at school will soon be wrapping up. 2 weeks before he and his friends are set to graduate, Headmare Starlight Glimmer gave a brief presentation during class. I hope you're keeping track, seniors, because there's only 2 more weeks before your big graduation ceremony, Starlight announced, prompting cheers from all but one of the seniors in the room. Soon, Gallus raised his hand. Do you have a question, Gallus? Starlight asked, pointing at Gallus. Do I have to graduate? Gallus asked. Well, everything looks good, so you're eligible to graduate, Starlight cheered, prompting Gallus to fly up to Starlight and break down in front of him. Just immediately. Just fucking.
I'll keep on going. We're not done yet. You must.
Please go.
I want to graduate. I want to stay here forever. But Gallus, you can't stay here forever. You've been here for 4 years, and that's enough for you to die. Now it's time for you to leave the school and spread the magic of friendship back home, Starlight replied. No, I don't want to go back to Griffinstone. Every Griff is mean to me, especially Grandpa Gruff, Gallus cried. Well, maybe if you convince every Griff to be friendly, they won't be so mean to you.
Oh god, I remember this. I remember this.
God.
Oh no.
This is oh no.
Keep on reading, Cyrus. We're not done.
Keep on going.
They won't be so mean to you. Yes, they will. They've always been mean to me, even before I was born. I was born in a smelly dumpster. And Grandpa Grumps keeps beating me up. I want to stay here where it's safe. Gallus replied. Well, maybe if you ask your friends, they can let you live with them and their families.
You're laughing. Gallus is getting beaten and you're laughing.
Yeah.
Laughing because of how ridiculous and absurd this is.
This is just the first chapter. Source of here. Just the chapter. Well, Gallus looked to his friends who have all turned him down. Sorry, Gallus, but after I graduate, my aunt has appointed me to governor of Mount Terrace. That means that I'm going to be busy all the time, Silverstream said. Sorry, Gallus, but Torax has appointed me the Princess of Friendship in the Changeling Kingdom. I'm going to be very busy. Sorry, Gallus, I'm going to be Dragon Lord soon. Way too much on my plate. Plus, I wouldn't want you breathing all that unhealthy air, and Dragonlands aren't very safe for non-dragons, Smolder said. Sorry, Gallus, but when I'm done at the School of Friendship, I'm going to Manhattan to attend school. I'm studying for my PhD in marine biology. So, can you take me with you? Gallus asked. I would love to, for you to come to live with me, but I'm living in a dorm at the university, and I'm not allowed to have anyone else live with me. I'm very sorry, Sandbar replied. Sorry, Gallus, but the Yakakistan not safe for Griffin. Plus, you'll now soon be Yak Princess fighting the Yak Taliban, Jonas said. What about Corn and Peg? Can I still live with them? Gallus asked. Corn and Peg are still going to be enrolling here, so no, Starlight replied. Now officially out of options, Gallus broke down and started having an emotional break. This is the response. I just want you. I think we should just leave him be. See you later, Gallus. Sandbar said as she and the other 4 creatures walked out of the room.
Oh my god.
This is so funny.
Chapter I can't find. Finally, graduation day came. 3 hours before. Oh, this is the best part. Before the ceremony said to begin, all the seniors are in their seats, awaiting for any further instruction. Well, almost all the seniors. Gallus wasn't in the crowd. Does anyone know where Gallus is? Like that. No, Yona never see Griffin all day, Yona replied. Sandbar let out an annoyed sigh and said, last I saw him this morning, he was throwing a hissy fit about graduation. I have no idea what's taking him, so I'm going to go get him. I'll be back. Sandbar then left the crowd to find Gallus. Now, we might say that Sandbar is acting very out of character in the story, but the fact is, in the expanded cinematic universe of this story, Gallus made Sandbar eat his shit. During that.
Yeah, that's.
Gallus gets
no.
Is this literal?
So, Gallus gets trained action provides a great deal of characterization to you start to understand why Sandbar disliked Gallus so much in the story. Gallus quite literally made him eat his own shit.
Wait, I just realized all those people are canon.
Yes.
I just realized I stopped at the end of season 5. Dear God.
We're not done yet. Meanwhile, Gallus...
Well, I have some season 6 things, but season 5, 8, and 9 are out of hand.
The chapter after this one is peak fucking writing. It is right on the level of War and Peace in terms of quality. But meanwhile, Gallus was outside his dorm room, attempting to duct tape himself to the door so that he wouldn't move. He couldn't move, but he wouldn't be able to walk. And if he wasn't able to walk, he can't graduate. And if he can't graduate, he gets to stay here forever. Sandbar walked up to Gallus and asked what he was doing. Duct taping myself to the door, Gallus replied. Sandbar facepalmed and asked why. So I can stay here forever, Gallus replied. Sandbar facepalmed and said, Gallus, this is ridiculous. Why don't you just face the music and accept the fact that you're graduating? Because I don't want to go to Griffinstone ever again, Gallus retorted. Come on, Gallus, it can't be that bad. Author's note, it wasn't that bad. You could run for office there or something, Sandbar suggested. And how easy is that? When you're in Griffinstone, not easy at all. Grandpa Gruff made the... Oh, God, hear this. Grandpa Gruff made Griffinstone into a total dictatorship. Everyone in Griffinstone is required by law to hate my guts.
Sounds like a standard Hoifo path.
Yes. And Grandpa Gruff made friendship illegal in Griffinstone.
I want hating on Gallus mechanic in Griffinstone.
Oh God, Gallus!
I want that to be canon for Equestria.
Okay, I could see what. Oh, and now the response is fucking gold. Okay, I could see why you're reluctant to go back to Griffinstone, but I'm sure that someone in Equestria was willing to adopt you. I'm sure Princess Twilight would hook you up with a job. Sandbar replied. What makes you think that? She's too busy to adopt. It probably cares more about Spike than... Oh, that's depressing. Gallus replied. Do you really think that,
Well, there is a submod where Gallus becomes the king of Griffinstone, but...
She stood up to Grandpa Gruff for you. She threw a birthday party for you. She taught you how to read and write. She took you to Verity's fashion show in Manhattan. She took you to Hoofaloo for a spring break with her family. She did everything for you, and you say she doesn't care for you, Sandbar retorted. Yes, it was nice of her to do all that when she was head mayor, but now she's running a whole country. I should probably just leave her alone, Gallus replied. Look, can you cut the nonsense and come graduate with us, you piece of shit? The ceremony's starting soon, and why aren't you wearing your cap and gown, Sandbar? I want to wear my cap, Gallus retorted. Gallus, put on your cap and gown now, Sandbar said. No, Gallus retorted. Put it on, Sandbar yelled. Make me, Gallus retorted. Okay, I'll put it on, please. Sandbar said as he dragged Gallus by the tail into the dorm and forced to put the cap and gown on him. Don't even think of taking that off. Do I make myself clear? Sandbar asked angrily. Yes, you're scaring me, Gallus replied. Well, maybe if you'd done as you were told, I wouldn't scare you now, would I? Let's go to the ceremony, Sandbar replied as he slapped him. I'm not graduating, Gallus yelled. Don't make me have to drag you there. Move it, Sandbar raged. Gallus complied and walked to the graduation ceremony. For the first time ever, he feared Sandbar. He was yelling at him very loudly and kind of reminded him of Grandpa Gruff. When the two got to the graduation ceremony, Sandbar was just still barking orders at Gallus. Now, Gallus, sit down, stay with us, and shut up. Any more nonsense, I'm going to beat you silly. Understand? Sandbar barked. Terrified, Gallus shook his head. Sheesh, Sandbar, pretty intimidating, don't you think? Smolder chimed in. Yeah, but can you blame me? You made me eat his shit. My patience is wearing thin with him, Sandbar retorted. Okay, well, can you not make a scene during the ceremony? Smolder asked. Yeah, I'll try. Sorry you had to experience that, Sandbar. Oh, soon Starlight walked to the podium and began speaking. Feelings and gentle coats as head mayor of the school friendship, it is my honor and privilege to recognize these outgoing friendship students after 4 years of their hard work. Now, seniors, when your name is called, please walk up to the stage and pick up your diploma. When it was Gallus' turn to be called, he went up on stage and received his, but that's not all he did. He broke down and began to throw off it, and even ripped up his diploma. Tore off his gown, took his cap off, and smashed it with his paw. Gallus, that was your diploma! Starlight exclaimed, shocked by her former student's behavior. So, Gallus, Sigma male grinds it right there. That was it. You're not getting another one, Starlight said sternly. I don't want a diploma. I want to stay at the friendship school, Gallus cried. Gallus, I've told you 1,000 times, you're not staying at the friendship school. Starlight retorted, I want to stay, Gallus yelled. Gallus, you have 5 seconds to get back to your seat, Starlight said sternly. Let me stay, Gallus said. No, Starlight responded. Let me stay, Gallus said again. No, Starlight replied. Let me stay, Gallus screamed at the top of his lungs. Gallus Griffin, I have had enough of you. I've told you to go back to your seat numerous times, but you keep insisting on having a temper tantrum like you're 2. You are 18 years old, and I order you to act your age and go back to your seat, Starlight retorted, her voice rising in anger. I want to stay at the school of friendship. I want to stay. Let me stay right now. Gallus screamed as he stabbed his talons and paws on it like a 40-year-old. That's it. I had it with your atrocious behavior. This is supposed to be a special time for you and your friends. But you ruined it. I'm calling security to escort you off the premises, then to the train station where you'll be boarded the next train straight to Griffinstone. Get out of my sight, trash. Starlight yelled as the security went by the station. Gallus said, no! Gallus screamed all the way to the train station. Once he arrived at the train station, Gallus was still being restrained as he attempted to break free and even spat in the security guard's face. Soon the train arrived. All aboard, next stop, Griffinstone, the conductor announced. No, I want to go, Gallus screamed as the security guard dragged him onto the train, much to the shock of the other passengers aboard. Once Gallus boarded the train, it set off to Griffinstone, with Gallus screaming and crying for the entire train ride.
Beautiful chapter.
The end of chapter 1.
Well,
beautiful.
Corrupted Gallus incoming.
Here we go.
I actually have to take a piss real quick before we continue, but the next chapter is beautiful.
Absolute poggers. Base chapter.
So who votes for Supremacy Gallus?
Gallus gets fucking deported, yeah.
Gallus gets deported.
Poor guy.
But it's a good reason to become corrupted.
It's so bad, it's good.
Better than the stories on the Wattpad.
Now this is just chapter 1. Would you believe if I told you it gets better from here?
Yeah.
Well, it is better than the stories from Wattpad.
In what way?
I don't believe I would believe you.
Oh, well, you're about to see.
Oh boy.
Chapter 2.
Prove it.
One very long train ride later, Gallus finally arrived, and I need to prepare for this one. I'm sorry. Finally arriving in Griffinstone, he only stopped crying because his eye became dry. He got off the train as soon as he walked to the town center. He was immediately met by Grandpa Gruff. Oh no, Gallus murmured to himself. Gallus, here to ruin Griffinstone, Grandpa Gruff asked. Please, Gramps, don't start with me. I already had to leave my school to come here. I don't want you and the others to ridicule me. Gallus reported. Grandpa Grump became, Starlight Gitter Glatter or whatever her name is, said that you're here and that he gave me the time to prepare a housewarming gift for you. God help me, what I'm about to read. Gallus smiled. Wow, a housewarming gift. You've never done anything nice for me before. Thank you, Grandpa Gruff. To Gallus paused mid-sentence and solid Grandpa Gruff pointing a gun at him.
Oh my god.
Based Grandpa.
Eat the gallows. Eat the gallows.
Are you okay?
Yes, I am okay.
Oh god.
Eat the gallows.
You know it's gonna be a good chapter when it opens like that. Oh come on, you're not gonna kill me. Gallus says, no feeling worried. Yes, I am. Now that you've graduated from the pony school, I'm not taking any risk. Why will let you turn a Griffinson into another Equestria to stupid friendship? Any last words? Grandpa Gruff replied. Instead of saying anything, Gallus put the Gruff on the ground and flew right off. He was now nowhere to be seen. I swear, Gallus, I'll find you and I'll have your head, Grandpa Gruff yelled. Phew, that was a close one, Gallus said. Now I gotta find some place to hide. Gasp, I know, Gabby's house. He's exclaimed as he made beeline for Gabby's house. He knocked on the door and out came Gabby. Hi, Gallus, how are you? Come in, come in. Gabby cheered as she dragged Gallus inside her house. Gallus took a seat on an armchair in the living room. Sorry I couldn't make it to your graduation. Grandpa said Gruff didn't allow it. He's been nastier than ever since he found out you were graduating, Gabby said. It's all right. I don't think you would have wanted to see how I was during graduation. Looking back, I was being ridiculous. So I made it clear that I didn't want to leave. That school was a safe haven for me. The staff and my friends were like family to me. Wow, that is very depressing. Gallus replied, I understand. Here, some letters for you, Gabby said as she gave Gallus a couple of letters. The first one was from Sandbar. Dear Gallus, I'm writing this letter mainly to apologize for being so hard on you. My entire family was there and I wanted things to be perfect for them. The last thing I wanted was to be embarrassed by your behavior in their presence. I know how much you wanted to stay at the school and or live with one of us, but you can't always get what you want. I just wanted to make sure you knew that. I didn't want to become scared of me or anything. I'm having going away party at Sugar Cube Corner sometime during the summer before I move to Manhattan. I would really appreciate it if you came. And that's all I'd like to say for now. See you soon, buddy. Your friend Sandbar. Another is from Princess Twinkle Sprinkle and Canterlot. Dear Gallus, congratulations on graduating from the School of Friendship. However, that's probably not what you want to hear. Head Mary Starlight told me everything. Although your conduct at the ceremony was far from appropriate, it was completely understandable and honest. I don't really blame you for acting that way. The school was your happy place, and you made it clear and wanted to remain a safe environment. After my conversation with Star, she made the decision to apologize for being angry and has left a replacement diploma for you, which is available at my castle in Canterlot for pickup. Hope you can make it, because I have a special surprise waiting for you. XOXO Twinkle Sprinkle. Hey, Twilight, I got a surprise. Hey, Twilight's got a surprise for me. I like the sound of that, Gallus exclaimed. You'd be a bit more worried after the last surprise. I think I have a hunch as to what the surprise probably is, but I think you should go and check it out, Gabby replied. You're right, I'll go over there first thing tomorrow, Gallus replied. Okay, feel free to spend the night here if you want, Gabby offered.
The surprise is black magic.
Thank you, Gabs. I think I'm gonna go to the bed now. Good night, Gallus says and went off.
Good night.
Does it get any better than this?
I don't think we have come this far.
We haven't come this far.
Black magic. Black magic.
I think
but I don't think everything will top just like Grandpa Gruff pulling a fucking gun on Gallus at the train station.
That was based, yeah.
It's just
the Gallus.
He's taking no chances.
I have a gift for you, Gallus. Any questions so far about the story? Just to explain why Sandbar is acting out of character in the wider cinematic universe of the story, Sandbar was made to eat Gallus's shit while potty training Gallus, which is why he's so mean to him.
Well, to be honest, it's fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah. How the fuck did that even happen?
Oh, you missed a lot of things.
I can send this fragment.
Oh, God.
Here it is.
No! Don't check news.
Shield yourself.
Oh, God. All right, let's go on to chapter 3. A special gift. Early in the next morning, Gallus woke up and prepared to go to Canterlot. After he packed up all of his belongings, he met Gabby in the living room. Morning, Gallus, Gabby greeted. Good morning, replied Gallus. Would you like some breakfast before you leave for Canterlot? Gabby offered. That would be wonderful. Thank you, Gallus said as he took his seat and Gabby went back to the kitchen to make breakfast. Several minutes later, Gabby walked to the table carrying a fat stack of pancakes. Here you are, Gallus, a nice tall stack of chocolate chip pancakes with extra syrup and whipped cream. Jesus Christ. Pulling out all the stops from, aren't you? Just the way you like it, Gabby said as she presented a stack of pancakes to Gallus. Looks yummy, thanks, Gabby, Gallus said as he tied his napkin to himself to wear it like a bib and began digging right. What the fuck is a bib?
I don't know.
It's a thing American mothers give their babies to cover their chest while they're eating so they don't spill all over themselves.
Oh my God.
Well, a few moments later, Gallus finished the entire stack of pancakes and wiped his beak with his bib. Wow, you sure were hungry. Can't believe you ate the whole thing, Gabby exclaimed. Yeah, but it was so delicious, Gabby replied. Gallus replied immediately before he let out a hiccup. Sorry about that, Gallus said sheepishly before hiccuping again. Are you okay, Gallus? Gallus asked Gabby. Yeah, I'm just a little... Gallus indulged and covered his beak with his talon, embarrassed, blushing. Excuse me, he said, prompting the two to laugh. Anyway, I should probably... fucking... Give me a second.
Nothing happens, just that I was close to be killed.
He's gonna get shot when he goes outside.
Now, Gabby is going to end up in a concentration camp after being nice to Gallus.
It's the reformist.
Yeah, I'm just... anyway, I should probably let you go so you can make it to the train station on time, Gabby said. Yeah, I guess I should be going. Thanks for the breakfast, Gabs, Gallus said as he took the bib off and then left Gabby's house. Gallus was too heavy to fly. What a fucking fat ass. So he decided to walk to the train station.
Oh, it's good.
Man, I'm stuffed, but that was a very good breakfast. Now to go to the train station. Hopefully Grandpa Gruff doesn't find me. Probably still sleeping at this time of day, Gallus said to himself. Gallus made it to the train station with no incident. Several minutes later, his train arrived. All aboard! Next stop, Canterlot, the conductor announced right on cue. Gallus boarded the train and fell asleep in the seat. Several days later, Gabby was arrested and executed. Several hours later, the train arrived in Canterlot. Gallus woke up, got the stretch out, and got off the train. This was his first time in Canterlot, so he had to ask for directions at Twinkle's Kingdom. He went over to the information desk. Excuse me, can you tell me how to get to the Christian? What? Crystal Empire?
Wait, just like that, gets arrested and executed, nothing else.
I am very confused as to what the Crystal Empire has to do with this. Of course, it's a couple of miles west of here. You can't miss it. It's a really shiny building. The information guy replied. Thanks, Gallus said as he flew westward to Twilight's castle. After wrong turns and getting lost, Gallus finally made it to Twilight. What? 3 hours later, but hey, at least he made it. As Gallus was about to go inside, a royal guard stopped him. Halt, identify yourself, the guard ordered. Gallus the Griffin. Princess Twinkle Sprinkle told me to come here, Gallus replied. Okay, hang tight for me, Gallus. I'll check you in. The guard said, what a nice guard. So they went to inform Twilight of Gallus's presence. I just wanted it to be for record. This is how Gallus's was spelled. I just wanted the record. This is how it was spelled. Look at it. Gallus's. Your Majesty, Gallus the Griffin is here, the guard announced. Send him in, Twilight replied. The guard waved at Gallus just to tell him to come in. Twilight became very excited when she saw her former. Hi, Gallus, how are you? Twilight cheered as she shrugged the Griffin. Fine, I guess. Did you want to see me? Gallus replied. I did. We can talk over dinner this way. Twilight the Griffin to the dining room. Gallus didn't know how to feel when he heard Twilight say the word dinner. It's nice that she planned a big feast for him, but he was still a little full from eating the big stack of pancakes and the bullshit. Twilight held the door open for Gallus as he went over to and took his seat. This was a big dinner, and he was about to have 5 turkeys, 10 servings of mashed potatoes, 20 servings of macaroni and cheese, 50 pizzas, 30 hams, a huge platter of sushi, 25 helpings of meat and cheese lasagna, 37 sausage links, 29 chocolate.
Sure, that doesn't get into fetish stuff.
Oh no.
And a 20-liter bottle of pony. I'm sorry, what?
Was it just a fanfic?
A 20-liter bottle of pony cola.
What?
He was shocked. Are you going to eat? Gallus asked. No, of course not. I planned this entire feast just for you, sweet pie. Twilight replied.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Are you crazy? I can't eat all this. I had a fat stack of pancakes this morning. I'm still full from that, Gallus retorted. He had offensive with his teacher. You know, if you drink enough soda and if you let it go to a big enough burp, that should make some room.
Oh no.
Whoa. What the?
I am genuinely,
I'm
genuinely having issues comprehending.
Yeah, I understand.
This fucking statement. I don't.
I fear what is coming next.
No.
This fucking statement is just.
It's gonna be one of these things, or
it's not barfing. It's a burp. You know, like when you drink too much and you burp.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Burp in your presence? That would be extremely uncouth, Gallus replied, not feeling comfortable with you burping in front of the princess such an elegant diner. Don't worry about it, Gallus. My royal gods burp and fart all the time.
No problem. If you burble or fart in Greece or Turkey, they think it is okay. So
I won't be offended, Twilight assured her favorite griffin. Well, okay, here goes, Gallus said as he hesitantly reached for the pony cola and looked wild before taking a drink. Twilight winked at him, which made Gallus a bit more comfortable. He put the bottle up to his mouth and began guzzling down soda. As soon as Gallus' body had enough, he stopped drinking. Suddenly his stomach began gurgling, churning the food currently in his stomach into gas. I think it's working, Princess, but I think it won't be enough to protect yourself. I can feel a big one coming up, Gallus announced. Don't worry, I've gone through worse things than griffin burps, Twilight.
Dear Boreas.
Suddenly, a huge cloud of gas traveled up Gallus's esophagus and made his cheeks puff up to the side of Pluto. He looks at Twilight again. She grins and makes a thumbs-up gesture with her wing. Then he opens his beak and lets the gas out in front of a huge, warm, humid, deep belch. Feeling embarrassed, Gallus's entire face turned hot pink as he covered his beak with both of his talons. Twilight giggled as he walked up to the griffin. Gallus, like I said, it's okay. No need to feel embarrassed.
What the fuck?
How do you feel? Gallus took his talons off his beak and stopped blushing. Well, I feel less full. Thanks for the tip, Princess. Twilight smiled at Gallus. Anytime, dear. Enjoy your meal.
So worse of the direction I thought this was going in.
And feel free to burp as much as you need to, my kitten. Gallus gave the princess a thumbs up before he began to eat. And Twilight left the dining room to check the final preparation to Gallus's new room, which currently includes a race car.
What?
Gallus, run while you can.
What did you say?
Hypocrisy or somewhere else.
Which currently includes a race car bed, a nightlight, several pictures with his friends, school pictures, a flat screen television, a pony station fire. Oh, fuck. With several video games, a desktop computer, a toy box, Captain Thunderhook poster donated to Princess Twilight by Corn and Peg, a bookshelf with a wide assortment of books, videos, including some classic cartoons donated to Princess Twilight by Sandbar and his family, board games, and of course his replacement diploma framed and hung up on the wall. There's no way the gals could throw that one up. All in all, his room looks like the average boy's room, and it looks finished. Perfect. I can't wait to see the look in Gallus' face when he sees his new room, Twilight said to herself. Soon as Spike walked over to Twilight, they know Gallus was malnourished during his childhood. But do you really think he's healthy enough doing all that for shouldn't pose a problem, Spike? I want Gallus to be plump, but not too plump. Kind of like the feast Starlight then gave him when he first came.
Like I said, fat-ish.
Twilight replied, and then Rainbow Dash got mad because she's too fat to do anything during peace, Spike had. It tries best. Besides, Rainbow was nice enough to donate her time to help Gallus lose the weight. He was very grateful she did that, Twilight replied.
And now I'm thinking it was better for the Gallus to be killed by...
Yeah, he should be shot.
Well, okay then, how is Gallus' room looking, Spike asked. It looks finished. I can't wait until he gets to look at it. He's going to be so happy. Twilight cheered. You sure will, better than living Griffinstone again, Spike replied. Yeah, I'll be back, Spike. I'm going to check in on Gallus. Twilight said she walked back to the dining room to check on Gallus. Twilight entered the dining room to see Gallus slipping upon the last sausage ring and a piece of spaghetti. How are you doing, Gallus? Gallus burped and said, Excellent. Wow, I can't believe I've already ate 3/4 of this whole dinner. Ha, can you pass me the bottle of soda? I gotta make more room. Gallus guzzles more soda than there's a monster batch. Ah, that was good. A cigar, the turkeys, hams, and cakes left. Wish me luck.
Kill for ass. Grab that group. Kill him now.
Good luck, Gallus. I'm proud of you. Twilight made her way to the dining room. Gallus called her name. Miss Twilight. Carter turned her again. Yes, dear. Can you bring me some more pony cola? I'm almost running out, Gallus requested. All right, okay, I'll bring you a 50-liter bottle this time. Twilight said as she reached a 50-liter bottle of pony cola from the fridge. How big is this fucking refrigerator? It's a 15-liter bottle of cola.
The royal fridge.
What the fuck?
You could tell this wasn't written by an American. You could just tell.
This is a royal fridge.
Just why Americans.
God, what?
I can't do this anymore. This is horrible.
Why Americans? Yeah.
This keeps escalating. Where will we go? The thing is,
Twilight walked to his throne. Spike was sitting on the throne adjacent to Twilight. Man!
When Twilight transformed into an old Eastern European grandpa once his nephew plump.
She loves East, Twilight remarked. I bet. Seems like he's having fun in there, Spike replied menacingly. 20 minutes later, Twilight went back to the dining room to see Gallus having finished everything and is now drinking the entire bottle of pony cola. Wow, done already, Twilight said, feeling surprised. Gallus nodded as all the gas in his bloated stomach traveled up the esophagus and escaped his beak in the form of the biggest belch that Gallus has ever let out. His belch was so loud, so big that it caused an earthquake within the castle.
I think this makes me to invent a prey to Boreas to save us from
It caused a fucking earthquake.
Twilight and Gallus were shocked, especially Gallus, who never thought he could burp like that. A royal guard had to come into the diner to see what was going on. Is everything all right in there? I think I felt an earthquake, the guard asked. Everything's fine, with slow gas, Gallus replied. A little. That was the loudest burp I've ever heard. What did you eat? The guard replied. Everything, Gallus said, and contemplated his life. And everything was right. Gallus ate the entire inventory of food in the castle. As a result, his belly is so swollen, he looks like he's 2 years pregnant. He was so fat, he managed to grow a belly button. Cartoon logic at its finest! Exclamation mark. When the guard found out the Gallus meant when he said everything, he whimpered and was on the verge of tears. He knew that he and the other guards wouldn't have anything to eat.
Boreas, your Holiness, help us be saved from this monstrosity.
Boreas, more and more.
Don't worry, Houston. I'll find a way to keep you fed, Twilight assured the guard. How? There's no food left in the castle, Houston cried. Look, I'll write a shopping list and you'll be responsible for getting groceries. Does that sound good? Twilight asked. Houston let out a disappointed sigh and said, Okay, Princess, as he walked out of the dining room. So what's the real reason that he called me here? Garrus asked. I've been aware of the situation before you came to the school. I knew immediately that something was wrong, but I never found it was until the end of the first semester when you admitted sabotaging the tree with the goo powder. Originally, I was going to have you stay over a break as a punishment, but when your friends agreed to stay with you, I decided against it. Partially because you've gone through so much already. Pushing you for doing something that I don't partially blame you for wouldn't be too fair. Even though another part of me thought it was, Twilight started to lecture. I wouldn't have minded staying over break. That wouldn't have been better than staying in Griffinstone, Gallus chimed in. Not really. I would have had you in the detention room all day for 2 weeks, completing a big, fat, boring pack. No one to talk to you. You had the entire school to yourself. But I would have watched your every move from home. If you did anything bad, regardless of infraction, you would have been permanently expelled. Twilight continued, feeling more and more ashamed of herself as she went on. Sheesh, that would have been not fun. But you know why I did the deed, right? Gallus added. And no, it was the biggest reason why I cancelled the punishment, Gallus. I didn't want you to go through all of that. I was too busy trying to find out who did it instead of listening to your concern. I'm sorry, Gallus. I'm partially to blame for the incident. If I took the time to listen to what you have said, you would have never sabotaged a tree. Now that you know my deepest and darkest secret, can you find it in your heart to forgive me? Twilight asked. Gallus sighed. This was a hard decision that he was about to make. One part of him believed that Twilight forgives him for the heartwarming incident. Another part of him fears betrayed. He would have faced expulsion for what he did. Seriously? Another part of him even feels guilty from the night coming back. He seriously regretted what he did that night, and given the chance, he would have gone back in time to stop himself from doing the deed. Heck, had he not stepped in to stop his from surviving, the friendship would have ended right then and there. And that probably would have caused the school's reputation to crumble, and that would have caused the school to shut down, and it would have been all his fault. A thought bubble formed above his head, depicting Twilight being angry at Gallus for her school shutting down. Celestia becomes aware of what Gallus has done.
Something that real life school will do.
Danger to Equestria, and he is sent away to Tartarus. Gallus snaps out of his gaze when he hears Twilight calling his name. Gallus, have you made your decision? Twilight asked. Gallus sighed again as he pondered Twilight's request. Listen, Twilight, I can't thank you enough for inviting me into your school. All the things you did for me, the feast you prepared for me tonight, and for everything else. However, when you brought up the incident that happened to the one heart of Watermere, I had a bunch of feelings swirling in my mind. Relief because you forgive me for the deed, betrayal because of what you were thinking of my punishment would have been, and guilt because of what I did. Almost ran the school's reputation into the ground. I kind of feel like I shouldn't be here right now. If anything, I should be sent to Tartarus where I belong. Gallus, don't be so hard on you, Twilight exclaimed. No, go ahead. Send me to Tartarus, Gallus explained. Gallus, I'm not going to send you to Tartarus. That's where the wise creatures go, and you're not a bad creature, Twilight assured Gallus. Oh, yeah? What about the other bad things I've done besides the tree incident? Nearly getting into a fight with Yana, skipping class, pulling pranks that have sent others to the hospital, cheating a numerous tests and the quizzes, arguing with teachers and staff, lying, stealing, sneaking into the girls' locker room, and... Oh, Gallus is a bit of a shit, isn't he? That's probably what
Gallus
things
is
have
doing
gone
something intelligent.
Gallus retorted. So, some of that stuff you've never done. Stuff that you did, that was during your first semester. After that first semester, you changed drastically, and the school shaped you to the gifted young man you are. And I am so proud of you, my kitten, Twilight exclaimed. Look, we're getting way off the topic here. Although the punishment you would have me was unfair, the things that you've done for me in the birthday party, give me the extra ticket to Rarity's fashion show, the Hoofaloofa trip with your family, 2 nights feast, were very generous of you. And that makes me hard for you to get mad at you. So the final answer, Gallus paused and looked up and smiled. I forgive you. Thank you, Gallus. I feel so good to hear you say that. Let me get to what I've been wanting to say for you for a long time. You've been an exceptional student at my school, and I'd say the best student I've had all my years.
I mean, who did not expect that happening? Come on.
No, I can't. I hope you're enjoying my accents because I'm fucking killing my vocal cords here.
I think we should be more worried about your sanity, I think.
Yeah. Gonna have to go to a mental
his
hospital.
sanity. What about mine?
I mean, we're all fucked. I mean, we're all in the same boat. We're all dying.
We're all gonna go to the mental hospital after this.
You were interested in the magic of friendship. You had lots of potential, Gallus. You could break the barriers and become the first group in a very long time to believe and care about friendship. I know that you vowed never to return to Griffinstep under any circumstances, and your friends are all busy with their future endeavors and unable to accommodate you. So I have provided an alternative solution I wish to present you, Twilight said as she showed Gallus an adoption certificate. Upon seeing what Tyler is showing, Gallus was shocked. His beak was gaping, his talons were turned. Oh my gosh, this is it. I finally have a forever home, Gallus thought to himself. Graduation gave me a perfect opportunity to prepare for this for you, my kitten. Welcome home, Gallus. Griffin.
My kitten?
Twilight exclaimed. Gallus was crying things. Twilight, I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. It's okay, Gallus. Take as much time as you need.
What?
All in, Twilight replied. You've done so many great things for me, but this is huge. This is life-changing. I just gave you a forever home. Thank you. Choked up Gallus cheers to give his new mother a big hug. Twilight was the only mother Gallus had ever had. He always thought his friends, his teachers, his family, but now Twilight gave him a real family. Let me show you to your very own room. Twilight code. Gallus took a moment to reflect on what Twilight had just said. My room, my very own room. An actual bedroom just for me, he says. He says to left dining room and made their way to Gallus's room. And here's your room, Gallus. Twilight announced as she pointed to his room. Gallus' eyes became so small waters. My room. Gallus walked inside the room and looked around. Wow, this is better than a friendship school. This is all for me. He looked at Twilight. Twilight nodded in response. Gallus let out an excited gasp when he saw the race car. I almost forgot about that. A race car bed. I always wanted one of these. He cheered as he climbed into the bed and drove it as if it was a real race car. He began playing it and made the race car noises. He's 18 years old, by the way.
Thank you for clarifying. That'll make it better. Yes, my owner. He is 18 years old.
Oh God.
Is legal allowed to be executed?
Hello, police. Yes, these are the people.
We're all going to hell. Come on. We're all in it. We're all in it. Come on.
Gallus went over to the door box and
Nino.
My God, I can't say this with a straight face. Oh my gosh, Pony Station 5. That's another thing I always wanted. I wondered what games I got. Oh my God, I can't say this. I can't. No. no.
Drink alcohol. Go on.
No, no.
Dear Boreas, help us.
We're all
Evan
fucking.
Williams, help me.
We are all too deep into it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Give me a
Do it.
second. Fortnite. Captain Thunderhoof the game. Twitter Ponies the game. Castlevania. Nago City. Princess Simulator. This is incredible. And what's this? A toy box. Gallus went over to the toy box.
I'm sorry, I heard Negro City.
I also heard Negro City.
Yeah, guys. Legos. I love Legos.
A Griffon has fallen in legacy.
Short guns. Written blocks. There's so much stuff in here. Gallus cheered. He's starting to act like Cyrus stream. Gallus ran up to Twilight and gave her a big hug. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love you. You're welcome, Gallus. Mommy loves you too. What? Who's mommy? What? Who's mommy? Gallus asked, looking at her confused. I'm mom. Twilight replied. Gallus giggled and said, no, you're not. You're Twilight Sparkle, right? Since I'm your mother now, you'll have to call me mommy or any other synonym. That's the politest thing to do, Twilight said. Why is that? Gallus asked. Actually, I don't know. Just get used to calling me mommy. Okay, Twilight replied. Okay, but I must mess you up someday and call you Twilight by mistake. I remember when Starlight Glimmer praised as Heidmer, they called her Heidmer Twilight out of habit and called Trixie Starlight, Gallus replied. Twilight chuckled. I remember that. It took you a while to finally get the names right. Anyways, I'm getting late. I think it's time for you to go to bed, Gallus. Are you ready, Scorbed? Vroom, vroom. Gallus replied. That's right, Gallus.
Did you said vroom?
Yes, Gallus, you get to sleep in your new race car tonight. Do you want mommy to tuck you in? Twilight replied.
100 proof is not high enough for this shit.
I don't know what you mean, but sure, Gallus replied. Okay, climb into you. Twilight replied. Gallus immediately disgusted. Such a good boy. Twilight went into Gallus's room to put his covers over him. Mommy, thanks for adopting me, Gallus said to his mother. You're welcome, Gallus. Thanks for coming to Canterlot to be my son. Sweet to be. Twilight replied.
Luna to Blitzo. Yeah, you adopted me, but I was
Are you
almost
saying that
18.
that's voice?
Turned on the night light, turned off the regular light.
No.
He's 18 years old, by the way.
Thank you for clarifying that once more.
Well,
yes, my honor. He's 18 years old, trust me.
Richard Watterson. Ricardation of Richard Watterson.
Oh, fucking hell.
This is worse than I could have imagined.
My honor, he's 18, trust me, guys.
I'll say it again, 100 proof was not high enough.
You need to fucking...
Believe me, guys, his age truly represents his mind.
You need fucking gas. You need to drink actual fucking gas.
Where's the firing squad? We need a firing squad.
Gruff is the firing squad. Gruff is the true hero of the story. We need Papa Gruff.
Yeah, I forgive him.
We need to reform
Yeah, I can understand why Grandpa Gruff is.
Yeah, now it all makes sense. That he saw the future. He saw it in the visions. He saw what was gonna happen.
That's why everyone...
Pavner did nothing wrong.
And in this chapter, the author's unwelcome fetish.
Wait, what?
Oh, I'm talking about this one.
What did you say?
What the fuck was this chapter? I have no words.
Oh my god, it just intensified.
Where's Gruff? Where's Gruff?
I have no words for that chapter.
That was the worst thing I have ever heard.
Also, the voice of Twilight did not help.
I mean, it's been a while since I rolled out my Scottish and English accents, but I do hope that they're understandable and comprehensible.
I think it's bad they're understandable. I think it's better to not understand. I think you should pull up the fucking a very outback Australian accent.
I can't pull that off, but yeah. Does anyone have any questions about either the story or the mod? I need to
How bad will be the punishment we receive in heaven and hell?
I don't know.
Oh god.
I don't.
I think after hearing all of this, we don't deserve ever.
How deep are we gonna go to hell?
We already gone to hell twice.
We're already in hell.
We're going to
be happy for your ears will never be graced by me narrating Gallus gets potty trained.
I mean, I think this might be a little worse than that.
Nah, I mean, Gallus gets potty trained is definitely up there in terms of...
Time to get the fucking gas. Drinking gas. 100 proof ain't enough.
Can we hire the reformers then to just fucking execute him?
The difference is that when I look into the tags, Gallus Gets Potty Trained was probably supposed to be a comedy, supposed to be something that makes no sense, and this breaking barriers, it's supposed to be a actual serious tragedy.
A tragedy.
Yeah, tragedy.
Yeah,
for everyone reading.
This story is meant to be completely serious.
Yes, I think about it, and I think that the Gallus here serves as a self-insert of the author themselves, and it's just some wish fulfillment fantasy for the author.
How big is the cinematic universe of this anyway?
It has like 5 stories in it, actually.
Oh god.
How many characters get fucking destroyed by it?
Pretty much all of them.
Oh no.
I'm not gonna read the entire cinematic universe, but understanding the cinematic universe is important to understanding. Like
Gallus the babysitter.
No, I don't think it's a good idea to understand the universe. I think this is bad enough already. Like how I can only imagine the horror.
Again, the cinematic universe. This is like the Odyssey of the cinematic universe. It's like the culmination of the Iliad in a way. Like
Stop using these words. You disgrace them.
Can we just all go dislike this?
The Iliad is boring as dog shit. It's basically just like a shonen anime. Fuck you.
Oh really?
Yeah. I just went on his profile and one of the comments says, "Great story. The author is talented without doubts."
Yeah, that wasn't a fake account, definitely.
Oh my
god. We are. Gallus gets fit. Now this is a chapter I'm looking forward to. Gallus gets some fucking muscle.
Get the buckets ready, boys. In case someone need to vomit.
Can we comment on it?
We're gonna see Gallus get fit. It's gonna be great. I sincerely hope no one's recording any of this.
Don't worry, Fab. I got you.
Oh fuck.
No, I was kidding.
This
shouldn't be recorded. No one should know about this. This will be like a dirty secret.
Right, everyone, keep this a fucking secret, okay?
This will be like a blood oath.
Yeah.
I will record it, but I have no means to.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Cyrus, are you ready? Are you filled up? Get some more.
I'm getting more.
Oh
my god.
Even his OC looks like shit.
We're probably not going to finish the entire story, but you know what? We did finish. We finish.
It's already bad enough in the first chapters. Like, I don't think there's a need to finish these half.
There are a total of, let us see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 chapters. I mean, we could probably get through it. Like, and we're already in chapter 4, so we might be able to get through it. And the final chapter is like only 1,000 words. So
yeah, but we're all gonna be dead by then.
Oh yeah, I mean,
insane.
We're dead already.
Gallus gets fit. That next morning, Twilight came to Gallus's room to it. Gallus, time to get up, Twilight. And the cute Gallus woke up, stretched, and greeted his mother. Good morning. Why? I mean, mommy. I'm gonna take a while to get used to that.
Did you just switch to the Hannibal Lecter voice for them?
Yes.
Good.
I understand. Spike's making breakfast right now. I'll meet you in the dining room in 15 minutes, Twilight said. Okay. Gallus says, I'm not ready for bed. Once Gallus washed up and brushed his teeth, he left Twilight and Spike in the dining room. He took a seat and began eating his breakfast. I've been thinking, Gallus. Since you graduated from your school, you don't know what's next for you. Is that correct? Twilight asked. That's another reason why I want to graduate. I've never thought about what I do after my academics are done. My friends have got this. It's way too fucking close to home. It's way too close to home. Holy fuck!
Wait, what?
It's part of the torture. It's part of the torment. Like, not only is this disgusting as fuck, it also like randomly gut punches you to add to the suffering.
No.
It's like twisting a dagger in a salted wound.
9 circles of hell, and at the end you are purified and can ascend into the purgatory.
My friends have gone on to do bigger and better things, but Gallus replied, You remember our last talk last night, right? Twilight asked. Remember the after sex, the afterglow of this sex? Yeah, it was tough having to relive the memories of her first heartwarming eve at the school. That's a weight taken on my shoulders, sort of. Gallus replied. Do you remember when I said you could possibly break barriers? Asked. Already thinking about how Gallus was going to break her hymen. I really like for you to start believing in friendship again. But not from your grandpa Gruff's fat chance, Gallus responded, already contemplating a political assassination. Well, maybe. Well, maybe the Griffins are deprived of the magic of friendship, but you certainly aren't. Adopting you was only the beginning of my plan to change your life for the better, Twilight replied menacingly. Wait, you have been planning to do this with the whole thing, Gallus asked. So, I like you. I've gone through so much in your past, and I want you to go through that again. And what was it? And that's why I decided to adopt. Now for the next part of my plan, Gallus Griffin sparkled. How would you like to be a member of my royal guard? Twilight offered. Gallus was utterly shocked. He looked at Twilight. He just grew 5 extra heads. You're kidding? You want me to be a royal guard? Of course, my little kitten.
Wait, isn't this implying?
Oh my god, he turned Scottish.
Oh god.
You really enjoyed learning friendship. I'm one of your favorite people, and you're looking forward. It's a dream come true for you, Twilight replied. Well, being a royal guard seems cool, but
I cannot bury anymore.
Yeah, out of everyone. Adopt me was the one thing that but asked me to be a royal guard. Gallus asked he didn't want to know how to they didn't know how to feel. I know it comes as a shock to you, Gallus. But I think he'd be a perfect candidate for the job, my little kitten. Twilight replied, I know, that's gonna take a lot of time. That's gonna take a lot of thought and consideration. Besides, I'm terribly out of shape from the last night's dinner, Gallus said as he rubbed his back. That's his round, big belly.
Oh no.
Remember when Rainbow Dash helped you lose a good amount of weight? Maybe he shouldn't drink 70 fucking liters of cola, in one fucking set. You know what would happen if you drank 70 liters of cola? You fucking die.
You become a big life-size sugar cube. That's how you transform. That's how you ascend. Yeah, basically.
No, you become a walking diabetes cake.
70 fucking.
Griffins are different. Enough said.
Griffins are just both different.
Yeah, you're both different. My little
Really constructed differently.
Yes. Where was I? Fine. Why am I doing this? I think this is probably going to be the last chapter, you know, honest.
Blatant masochism. That's all I could say.
This is what they call the fallen the fallen cast fallacy. You know, when you invest so much time, you can't stop.
Yeah. Being a royal guard sounds cool, but really, they have everyone. The opinion was one thing, but after the royal guard, gal assassin, and how it feel. You know, it comes as a shock to you, my little kitten. But I think you'd be the perfect candidate for the job, Twilight reply. I know it's going to take a lot of consideration. Besides, I'm telling you to shape from last. No, I'm worried. But I think so, Gallus replied. She'll help you get into shape in no time. Want me to call her role? Twilight offered. Why not? Gives me something to do, Gallus responded. A couple hours later, Rainbow Dash arrived at the Crystal Kingdom. Wait, I thought they were in Kent for what?
They practice the art of the teleport. It's okay. The love is so strong, they just teleport around.
No. They've been in 3 separate fucking places because they mentioned first off going to Canterlot, second going to the Crystal Palace, and third being Twilight's palace.
I think this is the wrong place to discuss logic and continuity.
So let me get this straight. You adopt the Gallus, overfed him again, expect him to be a roll guy, and now you want. How the fuck is Rainbow Dash the most normal person in this story?
Oh my god.
Rainbow Dash also the hero. He should help Grandpa Graf. To help SS Opa Graf.
No, fucking. She is like the only sane person in this story so far. Like, listen to this.
Wait.
Let me get this straight. You adopt Gallus, overfed him again, expect him to be a royal guard, and now you want me to help him and get into shape so he can be a royal guard, Rainbow Dash said. Yes, let me go get him. Twilight went to Gallus from his room. Gallus was in his room doing a jigsaw puzzle. He put the last piece in. Yeah, took me longer than I wanted. But I finally got it. Yay me. Gallus cheers to Twilight. Well, that's
still going.
Rainbow is here, Twilight announced. Finally, Gallus replied as the two went to meet Rainbow. Hey Gallus, how are you doing, buddy? Rainbow greeted the fat fucking griffin. Fine, thanks, Gallus replied. So today we're gonna work on keeping you fit, just like the good old days, because your mom just can't stop feeding you, Rainbow said she gave up. How is she the most normal person in this one?
Everyone, because she isn't completely involved with Gans yet. Completely, I feel like she might get infected later down the line.
Yeah,
she didn't have enough exposure yet. Like it's like with radiation. Like the more you're exposed to it, the more you become like your cells start to die.
Oh my god! Look at the jigsaw puzzle and muted.
This is horrible. This keeps getting worse.
Bro, this is 4 pieces. It's too much, man.
So today we're gonna to be fair, mommy twit. I'm not gonna say that. Fuck you.
No.
Do it.
Oh god.
Do it. Finish the chapter. Say it.
Say the line, Cyrus.
Why would anyone write this? What sort of fucking demon would possess a person to write this statement?
Abort.
No.
Abort like the author should have been. Abort.
Right ahead.
What sort of person would write this? Why would you write this statement? Oh,
I forgot why I hate this community. You reminded me. Thank you.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna have a.
Okay. Deleted, Cyrus. Deleted. Okay, now. Report. Go back.
Pin it.
Go back. Oh no.
Pin it.
This fucking statement.
Go back.
I think that this fanfiction was written by a 13 to 15-year-old boy who is using this fanfiction
Guys,
as his
you are
wish
missed
fulfillment, and Carlos is just his self-insert.
All right, let's try to read it. Let's try to read it in my best pedophile voice.
He's 18 years old, remember? So okay, it's all legal, boys.
To be fair, Mommy Twilight Willie says my pudgy belly makes me look cute. Big fellas make him look cute, Twilight. It looks like he's 2 years pregnant. He went over this the first time, Rainbow retorted.
What?
Excuse me for making sure that my son is well fed, Twilight retorted. More like overfed, you fucking dumbass, Rainbow replied. Why just break it up? We can't be wasting Rainbow's time like this. Besides, while I can't have a royal guard who's fat, Gallus
Wow, not shaming much.
Gallus chimed in as I did break Twilight and Rainbow's argument. And that's why I think you're perfect guard, Gallus, Twilight replied. Alright, let's get started, Gallus. Let's go outside. Rainbow says she dragged Gallus outside the castle.
I think Twilight is in favoritism because I don't think Cal is perfect for military service.
It perfectly is. No.
I disagree. As an advocate of the mass assault doctrine, he is perfect for military service.
He is like
he would be a very useful sandbag.
He is a mobile sandbag. Like, you know how useful that is.
Use him as
Like, I thought the story would peak with Grandpa Gruff pulling a fucking gun on Gallus, but I was wrong.
We were so fucking wrong.
I didn't expect it. I didn't expect to stay.
Horrible. This is the worst fucking thing I've read. I've read SS in Equestria.
Oh my god, this is worse than that fucking River Swirl thing you read.
I mean, that was at least decently written. What you're not seeing here is me fixing the grammatical errors as I read it, so...
Okay, no, read with your grammar and spelling.
Alright, for your warm-up, you're gonna do 10 laps around the castle. Try to go as fast as you can and running and no flying. Rainbow Dash. I don't think Rainbow Dash is a qualified PE professional because flying would definitely be a lot more intensive than running. Like in his case, because flying as a griffin would require you to lift up your entire body weight, which would be extremely fucking heavy. In the case of Gallus, meaning that flying would make him lose weight faster in this scenario.
It's a fucking brick.
10 laps out of the castle on foot? That sounds so hard. What a fucking little bitch. Gallus, I'm sorry. I mean, I lost weight as well, so I'm being insulted right now. Gallus complained. Hey, let's complain more. There, fucking Rainbow Dash being the most reasonable person in the story again. Fine. Gallus Orthus began running in his 10 laps around the castle. An hour and a half. Holy fuck, Gallus sucks at running. Gallus finishes last lap around the castle. Nice, I hope you're listening to this because this is fucking pathetic. Like, you as a fellow gym bro can understand just how fucking pathetic this is, right?
I mean, to be fair, it is Gallus, so you know.
Wait,
he has a lot of dead weight. He has a lot of dead weight.
You gotta lose weight. You gotta lift weights. It's not that difficult. Like,
yeah,
just pick up the weights.
It took him an hour and a half to run around the fucking tree trunk.
He is a
ride a damn bike.
No. He's lifting weight by walking. Just walking around.
That's called cardio, dumbass.
No,
so anyway,
no.
Like, hello.
No. He's able to do cardio. He has to put an effort to move.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter. There's no shame in being weak. There's only shame in staying weak. With that being said, if you're not physically able to do certain feats, such as run a mile or bench press your own body weight, I think your opinion is not valuable. I think the more physically strong you are, the cooler you are.
This dude took an hour and a fucking half to run over the fucking tree trunk 10 times.
How big was the tree? Was it like one of those Californian ones that are massive?
It was just regular tree trunk?
One of those Californian ones, but still, it's an hour. It's an hour and a half to run around 10 laps around it.
I mean,
okay. Now
as long as he comes back, tomorrow, he'll.
He won't come back tomorrow.
I mean, yeah,
He's
probably
gonna be
not.
fucking dead.
What if you can run 5 miles? If you can run 5 miles but not bench your own body weight, I'm sorry, you're a femboy. You're a woman. Like,
yes,
fix
exactly.
that now.
An hour and a half later, Gallus finished his last lap around the castle. Took you long enough. My great grandmother. Yeah, she's probably fucking right at this rate. Can run faster than that, Rainbow said. Well, at least I finished my laps. I'm surprised, but I got still. I fucking hate Gallus on a spiritual level. What the fuck is this?
I think I figured it out. This story is to build up Rainbow Dash as the actual hero.
Oh, yeah.
It all makes sense now.
My fucking god. I want to strangle Gallus for the next line. Exercise alone won't help you lose weight. You'll also have to eat a healthy diet like fruits and vegetables. Protein and dairy are important, Rainbow. What about my pony cola? Gallus asked.
Eat grapes.
I fucking.
Right. This is a PSA.
No, soda's the worst thing you could. Thank you. Just finally, a reasonable person in the story. Really, because that isn't what Twilight did. I'm done. I can't. I fucking can't. I can't. Not the fucking weird fat feather stuff. Not it's the fucking bad healthcare advice that got me fucking.
Man, I know that feel.
Cyrus has surrendered. Someone else needs to continue reading.
Listen, Cyrus, this is a story about fitness. Hand it over. Hand it over. Hand it over. You already know who's the fitness man. Hand it over now.
We're fucking done. We're done. We're done. I can't read this.
No. Someone else needs to read now. Someone else needs to.
Like, don't force the man. He's already been through enough having to read the whole mommy thing.
What? The what? Hello?
We're fucking done. We're done.
I think it's enough suffering. I agree. I think actually.
You're a pussy. Yeah, Doc's calling you a pussy, and Doc's like a femboy.
Hand it off. Just hand it off. That's it. Just hand it off.
How could you reduce yourself?
Howard.
Alright, we're gonna finish this chapter. I'm gonna will through it.
Oh, good God.
That wasn't what Twilight thinks. In fact, she taught me that when I drink enough soda, I'll burp really loud, and that makes me feel less full, Gallus replied. That's true, but it won't help you lose weight, you fucking moron. In fact, that'll have a negative effect on your progress. When I'm here, the only things I drink are milk and water. Nothing else. And no more big feasts. I'm going to make sure Twilight gives you 300-400 calorie meals a day, Rainbow. And I'm sorry, that's actually good advice. So you're going to have me eat salad for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Don't you think I would get tired of eating the same thing over? Yeah, you'll eat salad, but that's not the only thing you'll do. Like I said, you'll need grains and proteins, Rainbow replied. Okay, well, how long will I be doing this? Until that big of gather yours goes away, fat ass, Rainbow responded.
Wait, isn't he a carnivore?
Yes.
Look about it.
I'm just glad he's getting called fat ass.
Yeah, fair
He's
enough.
not being called fat ass in the story. I'm calling him a fat ass.
God damn it, man.
Later, they went back into the castle for lunch. Rainbow talked to Twilight about Gallus' diet, and she was willing to comply for lunch that day. Gallus was served a salad. Twilight saw Gark Houston came into the dining room for his rather unhealthy lunch. No fucking wonder the Equestrian regarded such garbage.
God, I should write an Equestria war story, which is like just about fitness.
All right, so this is the lunch of your average Equestrian ruler. A microwave hay burger, a helping of hay fries, a box of cookies, and a cat diet pony cola.
Every world leader is gonna lift. They're all gonna go to a gym and they're all gonna lift weights. And whoever lifts the most weights, world conquest. And Grover the Six wins. That's just how it works. I don't make the rules.
You really have to eat all of that in front of me, Gallus asked Houston. If you can annoy the car for eating all of that rubbish in front of me. Like he's mocking. Twilight walked up to the boys and took credit. Good catch, Gallus. Sorry, Houston, but I can't be eating this anymore. She says she knocked Houston's lunch over. The Princess of Friendship, everyone.
Based Lunchables.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Prince says, that was my lunch, Houston cried, feeling upset. Yeah, I'd be fucking upset as well. For knocking over his lunch. Oh, it wasn't. This is your lunch, Twilight replied, presenting her wide-open pussy to Houston. A small plate of salad to Houston. That's all I get for lunch? You can't do this to me, Princess. Houston resorted as he began. What a fucking bitch. Houston, you're going to cry over a salad. You're a royal guy and I expect you to show more maturity. This is what you will eat for lunch, and that's the end of it. Twilight feeling crosses regard for the childish behavior. Fine, Houston replied, crossing his arms and pouting as he plotted a coup. Thank you for the cooperation. Just know that I'm not doing this to punish you. I'm doing this to get you more healthier decisions in your life, something I expect all my guards to think about. What do you want to drink? Water or milk? Twilight replied. Houston, although disappointed, said the milk. I want milk too. Please don't, Gallus chimed in. Coming right up, Twilight says as she went to get the milk for the boys.
That's amazing, Cyrus.
You can imagine where she got the milk. I'm not going to say.
No, please.
Don't read that.
Hey, what's up, guys? We're disconnecting.
But
Houston wasn't happy that this change was happening. He gave Gallus an annoyed look. Gallus coughed in annoyance and said, "Quit complaining, you big baby, and eat your salad." And says the man child who calls Princess mommy. He does have a point.
Roasted.
Why wearing a smug grin on his face? Gallus just ignored him and went back to eating his salad. Twilight came back with 2 small milk cartons, one for each of the boys. Enjoy, you two, she said. I don't want to know where the milk came from. After lunch, Twilight introduced Gallus to the home gym. Then this gave her and Rainbow Dash an opportunity to work on his physical exercise some more. This is a really big gym, Gallus remarked. Sure is. So what do you want to do first? We got treadmills, ellipticals, weights, bicycles, etc. Twilight, I want to do bicycles, Gallus replied. Okay then, let's do 20 minutes on a bicycle, 5 minutes, no, it's 2 minute rests. Then 20 minutes on the treadmill, no, 2 minutes rest. Then we can do weights, Rainbow replied. You can back me up on this one, Dice. It's 2 minutes. It's the optimal amount of resting time, right? With 20 seconds.
If you go to 3 minutes, like you actually just like hurt your performance.
Yeah, it's 2 minutes. It's 2 minutes in between rest, but you can do like 20 seconds of rest before while doing different exercises, right?
It's like 2 minutes is the maximum. Optimally, you should do like a minute 30. If you do 2 minutes, you're pushing it. But like rest is rest. If you just don't go over 2 minutes. Because if you get to 3 minutes, it's like agony.
Thank you for it. You're my greatest ally.
I'm going to have to ask you to send me some information on this workout idea of yours because it sounds interesting.
Source, my brain. I made it up, Redditor.
God damn it.
All right, we're near the end of the chapter, so let's get done with this, and I can go do something more. I can stop killing my fucking brain cells with booze.
Thank God.
Sounds good, Gallus says to me. Well, so after a couple of hours, is it? Now I have to give credit to fucking Gallus. Like, he did a 20 minutes of bicycle and 20 minutes on a treadmill after having a gut that looks like he is like a fat fetish character.
I'm sorry, did you say like?
Yeah. Your stomach is starting to shrink. I don't think that's how exercises work. Right on cue, Gallus' stomach growled. Yeah, I'm starting to think, but it's also growing. We gotta get that dinner fast. The three of them made their way to the dining room where they waited for dinner. Several minutes later, Dwight came to the kitchen, levitating a platter right above them. Gallus, I'm sure you're going to love this. Grilled salmon with rice. Holy fuck, that's actually very nice.
Ooh, yeah.
Very good for you, Twilight announced. Yum, thanks, Mommy, Gallus says. It's Twilight. I'm gonna make it worse. Cyrus self and began to eat. When it was time for Gallus to go to bed, Twilight and Rainbow came to say how proud they were. Very proud of all the progress you made, Gallus, Twilight said. Yeah, tomorrow we'll do it all over again, Rainbow added. Good night, sweetie. See you in the morning. Twilight said before tucking Gallus and giving him his nightly kiss, turning on the nightlight, turning off his regular light. He's 18 years old, by the way. The next morning, Gallus met Twilight and Rainbow in the dining room for breakfast. So what's for breakfast? Gallus asked. 5 bros, small balls of fruit, and milk and to drink. Enjoy, Rainbow responded. Sounds good, I guess. Thanks, Gallus says and began to eat. However, after eating, he felt a sign of There's something wrong, Gallus. So my tummy feels a little funny, Gallus replied, still 18 years old. Yeah, fiber can do that.
No.
No poop, Rainbow added. Well, if you say so, I'll be right back, Gallus.
No.
And this is what Gallus gets potty trained, gets like wider cinematic universe. Like without Sandbar's instruction, Gallus would not be able to know how to use the toilet in the castle.
No.
Of course, that's one of the first things. Oh my god, this statement. Rainbow looked at Twilight and asked, "You taught him how to wipe, right?" Of course, that's one of the first things he learned. See? Although I think it was Sandbar who did most of this potty training, Twilight replied. See, it's all a cinematic universe. In a few minutes, Gallus went back to the diner. Feel better, Twilight? Gallus nodded and said, good, that means that we got to do more exercise. He did not wipe. Wanted to go back to the gym. Rainbow offer. Gallus nodded. Today's workout was going to be harder than yesterday's workout. Gallus said his high goals were himself 1 hour on a treadmill, 1 hour in the elliptical, 100 push-ups. Yeah, bullshit. He's not being able to do 100 push-ups. So, if he's doing proper push-ups, he's not going to be able to do 20, let alone 100. And the rest will be weight work. What the fuck is weight work? Is weight loss? Anyway. After exercising all day, Gallus felt maximum results. He felt much stronger, has much more stamina, and his belly had complete. Yeah, sure.
Bullshit.
We're amazed in all the progress. I didn't think you'd do it, Gallus. I'm so proud of you, Rainbow cheered. As am I. Now I think you're becoming a royal guard. That's it. You saw him become a guard while I had. I'll think about Gallus replied as the three went to dinner. That is what we're calling it. Fucking quits. I can't.
I'm gonna go dislike this. Fuck this. Okay, everyone just go leave a comment or something.
No, don't like dislike bomb the fucking story. This is. If you're someone like me who likes
the current state of it is what it deserves. That's it.
I found this chapter the worst because during the COVID pandemic, I got to 91 kilograms, right, which is slightly obese. And during the summer, I spent it losing my weight to the point that I got to 82 or 83 kilograms.
Nice.
And this is particularly fucking offensive to me. This is just horrible.
It's just calling you out.
After reading that, I find that hard to believe.
Fucking.
I did not think this would happen after the two chapters.
Good God.
That's where the fanfic reading ends.
I just thought it was just Grandpa Gruff wants to fucking kill Gallus.
Fanfic reading is an endurance sport.
I can't do this. I'm not strong enough.
Oh my god. No.
Let's go back. I hope everyone enjoyed this event.
Let's all finish the blood oath to never tell anyone that this what happened tonight. Stay depending on where you live.
Oh no, there's no blood oath. We all agree this was all.
There is no blood oath.
So we shall
midnight.
I stayed here till midnight to listen to this.
I will.
It is exactly.
I'll fanfic out and ask him about why this fanfic was written. What was the motive? What is the meaning behind this?
Simple. You just want the Gallus to get potty trained.
God save us all.
There's one good thing that came from this for me. I at least have a joke about cardio now.
Oh god, this entire
the people that did not go here and listen, they are fucking lucky.
It was a smart one. We are not the smart one.
I was here the first time, so I'm already cursed. But I cursed more.
This fucking story. Why was this written?
Why?
Because of the fandom, that's why.
This is probably not the worst story ever written. Like,
are there even any warnings on it?
I mean, there definitely worse stories than this one. It's just.
I guarantee you, there's worse, but this is up there.
I just want to explain basically when we're looking for stories that are being read here whenever I do these stupid fucking voice chat things because I never learned my goddamn lesson. We're not looking for like stories that are so bad that they get tired of reading them. We're looking for stories that are so amusingly bad that people can laugh at them. And I think this definitely qualifies. Like, this story is absolute fucking dog shit. But at the end of the day, it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's just like, how can how can a human being write this?
No, it's like when he runs, he's carrying weights. Yeah, it's called cardio.
It all started out with Gallus having mental breakdowns and fucking nearly getting shot.
Again, I'm surprised that didn't end if Gallus does a school shooting.
And then chapter 3 happened, which we don't talk about it.
Chapter 3 is something that people should forget.
Yeah. Oh god, I'm gonna have a mental break.
Someone send a link.
Chapter 3 is something they should write a synopsis of so we could just not read it.
Oh my god. My sanity is at the rock bottom right
like
now.
8th grade literature.
Oh, I remember, Gallus was 18 during all of this.
Yes, he was 18. 100%.
For legal reasons.
For legal reasons, Gallus is...
Like, from my calculations, it seems that the author was also 18 while writing this.
I think this.
I guarantee you, younger.
No, like, I've literally looked him up and he's 20 now.
I hope the fucking
I doubt.
God decides to do a military coup to just fucking shoot Twilight.
No, this is like the same person. I'm sure of it.
Oh my god. I'm never gonna look at Gallus the same way.
I mean, that is the entire point of the story. And we discover the deep complexity.
I need to contact the author and ask him about what this fanfiction means, what it represents.
The complexities of the Gallus gets potty trained cinematography.
Well, I finally understand why everyone hates him in Griffithstone. Understandable.
They knew the truth. They knew.
He's a king. He becomes a king in one submod.
That is probably why Gabby got fucking executed. See what she affected.
She enabled this. She is the reason.
Childhood is supporting Gallus in this story. Adulthood is realizing Grandpa Grubb was the anti-hero.
He is the hero, not the anti. He's just the hero. He's not the anti-hero. He just
No, he's an anti-hero because
Grandpa Grubb is an anti-villain.
He has some
He's trying to save Gallus from his freaking fatness.
No, like when you think about Grandpa Grubb is an anti-hero because his methods are extreme, but once you realize why he's acting in the way that he is, you start to realize he's actually kind of in the right here.
Yeah.
I agree. Death to high anti-protagonist.
What with Twilight?
Death to her too.
Let's just cause a military coup.
Twilight needs a meeting with Chris Hansen. Just what the fuck?
I have to. I have to chat.
Why is Gallus so reminiscent of Riston?
Have a stand right in there.
No, I just want to say this, like it'd be, I don't know, like him calling her mother or something like that. Is, I'd be perfectly fine with that. But him.
She calls no. He calls her mommy, and she calls him.
No, fuck that. She gets an 18-year-old a race car bed for fuck's sake.
Oh, good God! Don't remind us.
At least Gallus is happy at the end. At least he gets what he always wanted, and no one gets hurt. So I guess
more disturbed than Jason's mother.
A hint of wholesome.
Gallus is gonna end up becoming the Jeffrey Dahmer of this fucking cinematic universe by the end of it.
Maybe it is always just a.
I agree, but now I want to see.
No. He's gonna fuck Twilight.
This may be the alcohol talking, but now I want to see it.
What?
I'm gonna see what other fics this guy has.
Gallus gets potty trained.
Oh. Okay, first week I see Magical World of Friendship, and it's about Ocellus. And there's a bunch of stories about his own ooze.
Okay, I'm gonna say this mod in this situation has fully convinced me. It is these few people who write this shit. They have earned you your reputation. Good job.
Imagine Equestria Dwarf with this writing. Oh, God.
It would be perfect. This is perfection. I don't know.
We wouldn't play it. Let's be honest. If it had this writing, we wouldn't play it.
It would be a shitty ass fucking MLP mod on the.
I don't know if everyone enjoyed this event. We'll talk about the history of the etc. etc.
Enjoyed. Yes.
No, we enjoyed it.
Totally.
This was great.
100%.
Holy shit, that freaking fanfic.
I did not expect chapter 3. Chapter 3 took me completely off guard.
That was
I don't think anyone was ready for chapter 2.
No one was.
No. I knew where this was going with chapter 2. Chapter 3 was just surprising, that's it.
Chapter 2 was weird, but chapter 3 was something I actually expected it will be. Like, I expected it will go in that direction.
Exactly. You expected chapter 3. You just weren't ready for it. Because there's no being ready for that shit.
It's like you realize the car crash is coming. You can't stop it. It's just coming.
I mean,
I was ready for it.
When they began bringing up all the food and shit, I'm like, oh no.
Like, yeah, the thing with food is weird, honestly, extremely weird. It's like,
and then the fucking 20-liter cola.
I just
50 liter.
He drank 70 liters of cola in one chapter.
Hey, I'm gonna go look up how.
I can't even drink that. Holy damn.
What?
Of course you can't drink. You can't fucking drink 70 liters of cola. You would fucking die.
I don't think you can drink 7 liters of any liquid in that time.
Yeah, like a human can die after drinking like 7 liters of water.
You would have to develop multiple cysts that just hold the liquid inside them while you're drinking this shit.
The whole Gallus now, the whole him.
That was great, Cyrus. I don't think there was any other way I could have spent my time better tonight. Besides going to the gym.
Thank you, Cyrus.
I agree with that.
Thank you for enlightening us.
Only the gym would have been better.
And
also, those fucking accents. I love how fucking they turn Scottish and shit.
Go to the gym.
This was great. Just please never do this again.
Thank you for enlightening us.
No, do this again. Just preface a warning. You will not have good time.
We need to finish.
Do this again so we can be
enlightened. Well, we're not finishing this. This story is the Ark of the fucking Covenant. You see it once and that's all you need.
One day, when I will finally have strength in myself to do anything than lie in my bed, I will get up and code. And I will code a submod to Equestria War. And it will give content to Gravenstone. And the content will be directly inspired by this cinematic universe.
I can't wait.
Shut up.
I can't wait. I need it. I need this mod now. I need it.
I hope one of the events is that Grandpa Gruff just fucking shoots cows.
Of course.
It'll be like a story mod where Equestria gets taken over by Twilight, only Gallus, and Griffinstone is the one sole hero left in the world to deal with this degeneracy.
I'm trying to have a good time, and I get a freaking bot call pretending to be from the electric company. Homicide is what's going through my mind.
No one in civil.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm done with reading the story. It is officially done. But here's another question for you: is anyone up here still?
I'm sorry. Repeat the question. Your mic cut out at the Earth 2.
Is anyone up for playing Company of Heroes 2?
I don't know. It's fucking midnight now.
Oh, fair enough.
I think most people are tired right now. I just want to get over it.
My mind is completely.
Yeah, you're all free. You're all free to leave. You are free, but you're never going to be free of the sins of this cinema.
We've been all tainted. It's like being touched by the war from 40k.
Hey, can we all just promise
He's
each other to
answering.
not
Guys,
talk about it?
he's answering. He's answering. The author is answering me.
I just pity the guy at the suicide hotline because this shit will. No.
Did you say Altoids?
Yes, someone needs to wipe the muted voice chat.
You need to cut out the Altoids, man. I've been down that road. Don't take all the Altoids in the can, man. The tin is not worth it. Don't take all the Altoids.
But yeah, if you're gonna take anything away from this story, is be very careful around Twilight Sparkle.
Can we do a TLDR?
TLDR, Grandpa Gruff kicks in the fucking door for Shawty. Fucking Thompson full of lead. That the end. And then the reformation gas all of it.
No, you don't get to insert your fanfic as the TLDR. The TLDR is this was awful and there was no improving it.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, that's true.
Okay, I have a question. Where the fuck is fucking Celestia and Luna?
I think Twilight might have killed them.
Oh no!
To make this happen, potentially.
This is after the ending of the show.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right.
Celestia and Luna just retires. So.
Oh my god! There's no. That maybe explains why Equestria's collapsed in Generation 5.
Oh god! I don't know why we did this reading.
I thought it would be fun.
Okay, F the canon.
F,
the Lord
F,
Two
boys.
Sisters is now canon. There we go.
Oh, press F in chat for the canon.
By the way, Generation 5 comes out tomorrow, so that's fun.
F, let's all respect that. And now let's all try to forget about this. Farewell.
God. Okay, let's just all go back to war crimes. That's fun.
War crimes, yes. Let's burn hospitals.
Well, yeah, just on a leaving note, this was all in spite of my fucking abject suffering. This was all actually very fun, and I do appreciate that that you all stuck to it to the end. From the beginning of this stupid little QAA to this entire goddamn fanfic. That will be the end of the event. If you want to stay here, chat, but I'm gonna go off for now. I need to take a shit.
You the real damn homie. Have a nice one.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta go to sleep. I need to get some fucking sleep.
How will you sleep after this experience?
If there's ever something like this again, we should do a minimum blood alcohol contact check before we do this, so we will never remember this, because this is horrible. No.
Oh, God. My fucking
Evan Williams, I could not have done this without you. God bless Evan Williams.
Well, good night.
And his cheap $14.99 whiskey.
God bless Grandpa Gruff.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.